are listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, coming at you live, because it's really hard to be dead doing this. Welcome to Outside the Box here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. We're going to be in for some serious fun tonight, because I don't know about you, but I've been having a field day today just sending contract after contract that cannot be disputed. You see, tonight I want to share with you something very simple and something very profound, and I want you to finally understand the power that you are wielding over this dark principality that you seem to be at such effect to. I am witnessing far too much, not only in my own experience, but the joy of the game now for me is watching it just explode in others, and especially the children. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is getting beyond profound. And hopefully by the end of tonight's table chat, you will all have a better and more fuller understanding of the true power that you are wielding. And I really want to get this concept through, this with sets, with God, with seven creation that you are. Remember, we're all little sparks of the all-spark. And it's when we finally allow ourselves to simply be that things really start to magically transform around us. We've been duped into distractions and illusions and programs for our entire lives for countless millennia. However, now, mankind is awakening, and it is awakening faster than you could even imagine. I got to tell you, from all points of this planet, I am getting inundated with some beautiful, beautiful things. And I got to tell you, the game I played today, I'm going to share a couple of things, and I'm going to get these mics open. But really, what I really want to drive home tonight is this point. And if this is all you meditate on until you get it, just meditate on this. When you know who you are, and that's very simple, you can look at it as simply as this. Shown to you in a physical reality. If you are, and think you are, and accept that you are the legal name, then that makes you a card-carrying member of the demonic forces, and you're working for the demonic used car salesmen that are selling snake oil that is costing others their souls. And all you have to do is break this contract in your mind once you know this. Is that what you want to be, a card-carrying member? See, I knew the answer too, as well as you. Now that's the hard part, just knowing that you're not that. Pretty tough, huh? I told you this was simple. It's even easier than you think. I'm talking when you really step into this and allow the universe to finally take over, because that's what you are. It's quite mind-boggling to, I look at it and laugh at myself all the time now. It's like, it took you long enough to figure this out. It was so utterly simple, though. But remember this. Now, take for example, a little document like Babylon is Fallen. Every day that goes by since I wrote that, put that together. Again, this is if the words resonate with you, they're not my words. I've just put them into a readable format. Truth belongs to all. And if the truth within it resonates in you, then it's yours, isn't it? So that's why I lay no claim to anything. The only reason I will put Kate of Gaia on anything is just to let you know where it was sourced from. And that's it. Beyond that, you've got your own work, your own homework to do, to see the magic for yourself. But I am, again, inundated with so much crazy awesome stuff, talking with people on, Skype calls and what have you, and texts and posts and just... you name it. For me, it's nonstop all day at the computer, staying in direct contact with anyone that gets a hold of me, and of course replying to emails and what have you, and trying to get on with my day. Anyway, as long as I have coffee, I'm good. But here's something: when you know who you are, this is when your causal nature returns to you. It is your choice to stand in the truth This is it. This is it in a nutshell. It is your choice to stand in the truth and never deny it that grants you your responsibility, your knowing, and your power back. And to the degree that you can accept truth and the responsibility contained within it is the measure of power you will start to wield. The more knowledgeable and responsible you are, the more power you wield. And I'm not talking from I'm going to control everything. For me, it's about I've had enough of the nonsense. I've had enough of the shite. I've had enough of the children being murdered and raped and harmed. I've had enough of this planet destroying itself because some demonic entity has you convinced that's a good idea, which I happen to think isn't. And those that serve these demonic, archonic, dark principality natures, well, your soul is forfeit. And only you can claim that back by finally seeing the errors of your ways, the harms that you are creating against humanity as a whole, never mind your families and your direct bloodlines, that you are damning them all with your stance. Once you know who you are, you can take something like Babylon Has Fallen. Great little video. Thank you so much, Maria, and everyone that's helped put all this stuff together. It's 7 minutes and 7 seconds long. It's already in Spanish, and there's other languages coming in. And this is allow us to get these contracts into the minds and hearts of others that want to send them out in full force and effect. Because remember, anything you send is already contract. Remember that City of London lawyer? Gave me the best hint I've ever had when he told me this. Here, it is all about contract. And now that you know how to stand in the truth, everything that you send, every thought you have, every intention carries through and is pure contract. If somebody has an email address or a mailing address or whatever the like, that means that they are open to accept all contracts without conditions, without limitations. And a contract is deemed contract not upon receiving, upon sending. This is the power you wield. So when I send a copy of Babylon Has Fallen to, like, Vatican.com on Facebook, for example, with a nice little post outlining the crimes of their lies, it's a contract. It's not an offer. That's contract. And the only thing that these entities can do now is deny the truth, which is going to destroy them anyway. Or they can accept it, and it's going to destroy them anyway. Their time is up. The game is over. We've had enough. And each and every one of you that understands what I just said, and stands in your power, and stands in the truth, and begins to fire off contract after contract, I don't care where it goes. I don't care if it's just to friends on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the case may be. I like to choose things with a bit of a grander mission. I like picking things like the City of Guelph Police Facebook page and the mayor's Facebook page and different large newspaper conglomerate pages where you can post simple little links. And it's as simple as copying and pasting the Babylon Has Fallen link and posting it on as many pages or everywhere you can, websites around this planet. Because every time you do that, you are serving up a pure contract. And all are obligated to the truth. You see, you have the choice of standing in truth or denying it. And when you finally wake up to this, there's no way you can never not stand in the truth. You must stand in the truth. And you know this. There is no going back. There is no returning to the whore of Babylon commerce. This is now about getting on with your life. Remember, the name game piece is held high and out of reach to any and all demons that would like me to yield it back. Sorry about your luck, shit nuts. I will never yield. Truth is my armor and my ally and my strength. And I know beyond any shadow of a doubt, outlined in Psalms 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because the monkeys can't get through the shield. Universal truth is universal law, and all must oblige. All are obligated under the golden rule. And those that wish harm upon others, in full knowing this, especially, how many times do I have to tell you the same thing, dipshits? before you get it. I'm talking to the Goonies. Those that are fast asleep and serving masters, salivating over their paychecks and the harm that they can create and commissions that they can steal from humanity by luring them through deception. All cops are trained to lie. That's a fact. Got their manual, by the way. It's a fact. I had their manual long ago. The fact that you are trained to lie and are quite willing to do so, I don't know, what kind of brand or label would you put on that? And all for what? To, with intent, murder someone spiritually with premeditated intent by trying to lure someone into being a legal name, which renders them legally dead by consent, where their soul, their very soul, can be drained to satiate your lustful shit, to ingratiate you, to think that you have a better life because you've stolen more money to buy something bigger. Your new cars, your new homes, your status, and the rest of it. Well, there's a price to pay for that. And it doesn't involve your fictitious fiat money either. It costs you your soul. I sent a little letter out to the current coward, chief of police, whatever you want to call them, Brian Larkin. And I just saved it just for him. I didn't bother sending to anybody else, because anybody he's attached to, it's contracted anyway, so I don't give a shit. I'm going to read what I wrote. It's kind of fun I like to have, letting these evil entities know what they're doing. And I'll tell you this. If there is any ounce of benevolence within these entities, they'll choose to wake up. But I'll tell you, at the end of the line, let's just say I'm sitting on the seat of judgment, and these entities come up to me, and all of a sudden they're saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. The only answer I have for them is, well, it's a little late for that, don't you think? How many times do I got to tell you the same things over and over again? How many times do I have to outline the reality of the harms and the evil you are creating against your fellow man? And if you do have a soul, it's forfeit. What makes you think I'm going to believe you now? Just because your soul is on the line, which it is anyway. What is it? Push it right to the very end so you can live in the 7 deadly sins to the ultimate? And then at the end of it say, oh, please forgive me, and somehow I'm fucking gonna? The gig is up, boys and girls. I will not tolerate harm on anyone in humanity. I will not tolerate the premeditated intent to kill that you are so aptly trained into doing and well paid. Well, if you want some material, I don't know about you, but here's a little speck of sand in lieu of the entire universe, and choose the speck of sand, you morons. So what makes you think you're going to come and look me in the eyes and say, well, I'm sorry, I get it now, and I really didn't mean it. Sorry, too late. You can bang on the ark door all you want, but you're not getting in. You get to pass through the game again, if that is even an option. But the joy and the pain that I experience knowing this, that if you do get a pass to come back, you're going to come back in the form of something like a sentient slug. And you will have to pass through all of these things, playing the game of predator-prey over and over. And you will do it this time in a complete state of sentient awareness, just like you have right now. Imagine taking your consciousness right now and shoving it inside a slug. Sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? Well, that's the lot you've cast for yourself, and the gig is up. Time isn't short. Time is over. That's the contract. Here it's all about contract, remember? And I've sent you your contracts. Your silence speaks volumes. Your unwillingness to undo the actions and remain in a state of harming others your actions you are known. So here, Brian and the rest of the crew, serving the demonic evil masters that you so love, this one's just for you, baby. Time is up. So this was just sent to Chief Brian Larkin, slave of the corporation of the city of Guelph and one who serves the dark principalities. Enjoy. Just a heads up, Brian, by your actions, inactions, you are known. You and all those that ever harmed me and those I love have forfeited your souls, literally. I care not what you think, nor your Masonic masters and the dark principalities you serve, as shown by your actions and lack thereof, to stand in truth, honor, and universal law, just like the cowards Robert Davis and Brent Eden before you, bought and paid for with material filth and delusion. My family line was generational Masonic filth, where it was stopped by me, as well as the dark principalities that infiltrated the ancient truth to corrupt them and you. You have put a material value on your soul and have thus forfeited not only yours, but your entire bloodline. As per your rules, all things sent to an open and willing vessel, box or mailbox, are deemed contract upon sending, per the free will choice of anyone to accept all things in that action. There's only one way out of this contract, my friend, and as always, I'm all ears and cause here now. The only question left is this. Is your soul really worth your material lusts and your drive to satiate these lusts with harming others? If not for your own sake, perhaps the souls of your children and the ones you love are worth it, because your actions and choices decide their fate as well. Well, have a nice day. Chat soon if you're man enough to face the truth. Me. P.S. I saved this one just for you. And to let you know what kind of effect this game is having, here's the recent update from Wayne and the mighty little white knight changing the world. Of course, it has to be the children. So, my little Gemini tiger friend, you have a Gemini dragon flying as your wingman. Let's play. So here it is. Now we'll get the lines open and get things done here. You see the posts I splattered all over the internet today. I've been having a field day. I even complimented the Guelph police on their lovely SS uniforms they're sporting. So here it is from Wayne, Sweeney, and White. This is beyond profound. Feel the power in this. Power of love. Not long got back from the funeral and got some phone calls of White's friends, mums and dads, today, saying they got to go to school on Monday because his friends would not answer to their names today. And they're having a meeting on Monday. And me and White put catch docs about at the funeral. P.S. Listen to the song, The Power of Love. To you guys, I curtsy and bow in absolute honor and most humble gratitude for knowing thyself. So now we have a bunch of mums and dads that are asking questions. And just like White's mum, who got to witness it firsthand, these mums and dads are heavily outnumbered by the power of the child. Go ahead, defy your children, and you defy their soul. Sorry, not on my watch. And anyone that tries to do that, you will feel the wrath. That which you do to the least of me, you do to me. And I assure you, it's intolerable. I assure you, you will pay a heavy price. Best not do that. You see, if I was God, and I am, part thereof, little spark of the all-spark, this is what I would do. Defying the children and the truth is something I would not do. I understand the power of the child. Had to get back there to find it. And now that I got home in the innocent heart, the compassion finally takes over, and compassion takes on its beautiful mirror, in that our compassion has been used against us. Oh, the poor soul, this, that, and the other, and feeling sorry for these demonic entities that love to slay, murder, rape, and pillage our children and our souls. You see, I keep going back to the Jack Reacher movie at the end. You cannot reason with psychopathy. You cannot reason with a demon hell-bent on lying to deceive in order to keep itself alive by putting upon you. So in the compassion of trying to save them, I say enough. They're not salvageable. They cannot be trusted. Sorry, I don't trust serial killers and psychopaths, especially those that continually do the same things after being told continually not to, and the measure of the harm that they're creating, not only upon myself and those I love and you and all of us, but on themselves and their own families. Sorry about this. My compassion says that if a rabid dog cannot be healed, you simply put one in its head, and you put it out of its misery, thereby putting yourself out of its misery as well. That's what a compassionate heart does. A compassionate heart is one that finally realizes that through their own compassion of love and wanting to help, coming to the realization that they cannot, and more importantly, that they should not. We let sleeping dogs lie with the bullet in their head, allegorically. Don't know about you, but rabid dogs running in the streets is not a good thing. So I put spiritual bullets in them. And that's what every contract is that I send out. So if you want to change the world, there's a little link, Babylon Has Fallen. We have it in Spanish now, and it's going out to other languages as well. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you want to change the world, it's going to require a whole lot of effort, where you can grab, copy and paste the link and just simply post it anywhere and everywhere. Because every time you do it in the full knowing of who and what you are, you're not just sending out a good idea. You're sending out reality. You're sending out a universal reality shift. You are sending out the purest contract from the purest heart that is yours. And the world changes accordingly. You see, truth does conquer all. Truth, and only truth, shall and will set you free. The tricky part, and it is the tricky part for the ego and the rest of the physical manifestation caught in the illusion world types, the simple fact is, you change the world with a thought. Physical is the effect. Step into your cause by stepping into the truth. You stand as an ally to truth, it will stand as an ally to you, and it will render all things obsolete, including the rabid dogs that we're so aptly putting to sleep once and for all. And that includes Pope Frankie, Queen Elizabeth, Lizzie Borden, Guelph. That includes the Wonder Twins in the White House, Obama, and his lovely partner, Michael. Sorry, you cannot steal the two-spirit notion. I'm done with you faking it. Stand down. That's an order. And it's coming from Most High. Truth. The game is up, boys and girls. Get busy. Just post the links. That's all you got to do. I could make it more difficult, but the real difficult work has already been done. It is done. Stand on this hill high, and no one took this hill. And now we have the children finally awakening. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. Because now you have a group of children that listen to their own, and they will, and they do, and wisely so, refusing to give their names. Because the truth has entered their heart, and it will never yield. Good luck, mums and dads, trying to change that. And like I said, that which you do to the least of me, any harm or intent of harm against any of these children, is going to render you obsolete. Really simple. On that note, let's get these lines open. It looks like we have Wendy, who was trying to get in last night. So you're first up on the table tonight, Wendy. So how are things in the wonderful land of Oz? They're awesome here. Wendy, are you there? Hello, Wendy. I guess not. Well, the line's open. Anyway, guys, listen, if you want to call in here, let's get this open up tonight. I'm just going to run till 9 o'clock. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have Ninja and Paul going to have a round table talking about all things like Kabbalah and whatnot. There's Wendy. I can hear her now. How are you?
I'm good, love. Sorry, I was just putting the kettle on to make coffee. I'm just putting the headphones on. Hang on. I wanted to say that
Don't panic. We're pretty low stress around here.
I want to say that I had a chat with Joe yesterday.
Awesome, Joe Taro.
Yeah. So we had a really good talk for an hour or so on the phone, and we're going to catch up next week, face to face, which will be nice. And
that's awesome.
We were talking about meditation, and she was saying what happens with her, and I said, well, I have trouble meditating. I try, but I haven't got there yet. So she's put me onto a meditation retreat. Couple of hours from here, which is I've booked in for July the 9th for 10 days. So hopefully at the end of that I can get my meditation happening.
Doesn't take much, just takes a little quiet.
I know, but my brain is very busy, and I do sit in quiet and try, but I think I need boot camp.
Well, yeah, and you're going to be hanging out with Joe, and Joe is one of a perfect individual to talk about meditation and getting in the zone with. So I am just excited knowing that those of us that are meeting at this table are actually meeting in the flesh, which is such a powerful, powerful thing. And you're going to see a lot more of this happening. We've got people showing up closer together now, and we're not feeling so alone anymore, which is really, really good. I think it is anyway. I think it's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. It's great. We really connected. It was a really good chat we had. She'll be down this way today, but I'm busy today, so next weekend we'll catch up, which will be great.
Well, I'm looking forward to the updates from you guys, and I got to say, Kate's Kids Cove group is going crazy. In such a beautiful way. Things are getting done so quickly, exponentially. Just waiting for the Slovenian translation of Babylon Has Fallen. Guys, this is going viral worldwide.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I thought it was such a good idea.
What's that?
As soon as I heard when you mentioned about the kids thing, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that's yes.
We take it home, Mystified. We take it home, and it's the children that are going to end this game. So let's power up the kiddies, shall we?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
I love you as well.
Okay, I'm going to go make my coffee.
Go do your thing. Absolutely.
I'll be back.
I'm trying to nibble on something here, too, while I'm chatting. Again, it's always last minute for me. I better eat something. Oh, showtime. What are the odds? But a lot of profound stuff going on today. And I don't know about you, but see, this is the joy of just doing these silly little human spirit tricks with sending these things out. The empowerment you get from it, just it makes you so light, knowing that, well, here you go. Here's the shit. You can have it back, and you're in full contract and obligation to the truth. And if not, well, zap. So much for your soul.
Yep, definitely.
I should probably do the number call out for people to call in here, because the more people are talking, the more I can actually nibble on what it is I have beside me. Such a serious show tonight. Let's change the world. And by the way, let's just have a little table talk, shall we? This is how crazy awesome it is. And I'm telling you guys, get the Babylon is Fallen link onto davidike.com, get it onto, Rumor Mill News, get it on Jeff Rent's, fire it over to Alex Jones's site. And plaster this thing everywhere because it's pure contract. Wherever you can post it, you have nailed the contract to the door, just like Martin Luther did. Start your hammers, boys and girls. Get your engines running. And we got Janet jumping in here. Playtime.
I was just going to see how fast you get blocked from them sites.
Yeah, I got blocked from the Alex Jones InfoWars writers. I always post those every writing, and David Icke, and I didn't get blocked on the David Icke one, but the emails always come back. The InfoWars I get, and the Coast to Coast, and
well, you know who they are when they do that, right? So go ahead, let them expose themselves. The ones that want to block me, well, that's great, because at least now I know who you are. And now I can tell everybody who you are. Just like toolsforfreedom.scam.
Yep, got them too. Yep, it's been a really beautiful energy, and creation is moving so fast.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to give the phone number out here. And I want people, we got room. Filled up real quick tonight, I'll tell you. But you can call in at 661-467-2401. And, of course, you can Skype in. Let me just check the room, because I know some beautiful angel has already shared actually, Mystified, what's the call-in number, the BTR listener number?
059.
Okay, so BTR listener 059. Just put that in your contact search, and when it comes up, just right-click it and hit call, and that'll bring you straight to the board. No fuss, no muss. Hang out with us. I love it. And once you're on the board, all you need to do is hit 1 on your keypad on the phone, or open the dial pad on Skype and hit 1 there. It lets me know that you won in the call. So I want to hear from as many people tonight as possible. Let's get this energy ramped up, okay, guys? Please? Please? And it's got nothing to do with my nibbling here. It's got everything to do with we need the energy at this table. So and it's already here, but I'd just love to hear from you guys. I really do get tired of hearing my own voice most times. I got to tell you. You try living in his head, you know? At least you can walk away from Kate. I can't.
I don't get tired of hearing your voice. I told my granddaughters about White and her story, and they just loved it, and they're so excited about the Kate's Kids Cove, and so we're going to try and get them set up. So that's really awesome.
Well, and now you can share information with other kids saying, yeah, there's a bunch of kids in the UK now refusing to be the name. And they got the whole school nervous. They're having Monday meetings. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Who's scared of who? Virginia Woolf. The kids are going to scare the shit out of them. It's time, you know what? Given, and I go back to my own childhood, right? I had a hell of a good time with that one. So, mirror. You want to rape children? Well, you just picked the wrong entities, because you're done. None shall pass. That's the destroyer version of none, not the creator. We're going to create the reality now, and it's going to be one of benevolence. And I'm sorry, demonic, dark principalities of harm and hate and all the rest of it. Just, sorry, love you, but don't want you, because that's what unconditional love is. Unconditional love says that I can obliterate you with complete compassion, knowing there's nothing that's going to save you. Because remember, you got to save yourself. And if you're not willing to do so, don't look at me. Look to your Religio Costas Chosenitis programmers called Religions of All Kinds, and they'll tell you that nonsense, but I won't. I'll just tell you the truth. Get on it. Get that puppy and ride. Come on, guys, let's jump in here. Wendy's making a coffee, and we got Mystified, and we got Janet. Come on, guys. Do I have to do the I'm going to be silent until somebody puts their hand up routine, or are you all going to be grown-ups and actually start jumping in here?
Sorry, I was just responding to something in the chat room.
Oh, no, that's okay. You guys are already on the board here. I'm just waiting for someone else to put their hand up. All right, let's see who... Oh, there we go. There's Randy. Hi. I knew a man would stand here. Thank you, Randy. How are you?
Hi, Randy.
For a god, my physical's full of mucus. But you know what? I'm really happy. I mean, physically, I feel like, crud. But I'm just really happy mentally. You know what I mean? It's because I know. Because I know, and I was driving along today, and I had this notion of, and it just, you know how they come, of just either you are or you aren't. There's no black and white. There's not a black and white thing to it. You're not kind of pregnant. It doesn't work. I haven't been pregnant yet, but not in this life. But, hey, and you either are or you aren't. It's really that easy. And thank you for showing me a little more light, Kate, yesterday. I meditated on that, and I didn't meditate long for it to come over me, but thank you again. I get to meet with a ball member this week with my brother, and it will be a total shutdown. I will let you all know how that goes. Maybe I'll record it. But anyway,
that would be great. And the simple truth is, Randy, that's the joy of this, because you see, deep inside, we already know the truth. And the only thing that we really run into as individuals is the doubt that has been, banged into us for a lifetime. And then when you do take the time to sit and meditate on it, you're going, wait a minute, I am right. Screw that, I'm going to stand. And what's happening now is we're just doing it faster is all. We're finding it so fast and so quick. Guys, I keep telling you, you're God. You've been right your whole lives. I'm just here to tell you so.
Good evening.
I'll contract with that one.
Hey.
I love your giggle.
Hey.
I love your giggle.
Hi.
Hi,
Andy. I'm too. Hi. I'm
awesome.
gay twice.
Alvita, you're funny.
I've got a good one for you. You know that Boko Haram? You know what it means?
The witch?
Fake pyramid.
I missed the first part. Mystified. It broke up on my end. What was that again? One more time.
Boko Haram. I watched a video from that Ceylon and his mate in the car again, and he broke down the word. It means fake pyramid. It's even in your face.
That's great.
Got another really awesome story to share. And this one comes from down under in the Victoria area. Santo, pay attention to Christian, man. This guy's got his shit together, please. Let me get down to it. Okay, it was after the little slam. Hello. I know lots of chiefs of police that don't like me. Oh, well. Okay, where was it? Oh, and I even put a pop by this page and see my posts. Facebook.com/Vatican.com. I love it. So I slammed Babylon Has Fallen all over it, and the cop pages and mayors and stuff. I was just having fun today. I was dancing, having a good old time. And once you do it, it's like, whoa, that felt good. I can do that again. That's fun. And you just can't stop. You just can't help yourself. It's like, I'm going to hand out more truth. And the more truth you hand out, the more you want to hand out. You start posting that little character that Alvita shared. Love the picture, the little icon guy with a huge hammer with a like button. It's like, slam! I like this.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes, my pal guy.
I love that so much.
My crime.
Oh, it's been a crazy day on my page today, guys. Everyone's posting all this awesome stuff. It's like, okay, I can only handle so much awesome news. Can you slow down a little bit? My heart's beating too fast here.
I know.
And again,
I was feeling that too. I'm like, Kate, need a break. Go sit down somewhere. Stop posting. She's not going to stop reading. She's very nosy. She wants to know everything.
And I love the post from Rulon today on my Facebook. In order to testify, you must myth defy. And then he writes, just say it like Mike Tyson. It's funny.
Yeah, mystify.
I love it. You are the resistance to fear porn, Michael.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good. Oh my God.
Yeah, Rogan does the best impressions. Did
Joe
you hear
Rogan?
the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the cupboard with the maid? I'm the governor. I am coming. Oh yeah. It was fucking brilliant.
Oh, hasta la vista.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah, that's so funny shit.
And by the way, I have to do a shout out to Marcus Carrick. The painting you've been working on for a while, it just defies description. And I just want to let you. I kind of made my point when I posted a comment on your painting that you've been working on so wonderfully for so long. Picasso could learn a lot from you, my friend. Just incredible energies coming off this painting. The textures, the visuals are beyond stunning. And thank you so much for being such a creative God. Beautiful to see. It just opens. This painting just opens up the mind looking at it. And it's on my page, and he wrote today, almost done. And I'm looking at it. And here's the thing. I'm only looking at a photograph of it. I'm not looking at it as it is, but this just reaches so far beyond. For those that have been on my page, you'll know the one that's this like the black sky with the dots and lights and the moon, full moon, looks like almost actually like a record from an old 45 kind of thing, and a lighthouse and the greens and the blues and the textures are just astounding. So thank you for that. I love watching crazy awesome spirit tricks and human tricks like this. It just goes it goes beyond words. It really does. And I think almost there for Christian Man's post. As soon as I find it, it is worth the wait, boys and girls. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Got it. Christian Man, I love this. Guess who's high profile now too? Well done, my friend. If you're not on the radar, you're a loser. Here we go. My brother ran into the slaves at the Victoria Police the other day, and after realizing the plates are expired, they decided to save me time and take them off for me. So big thank you to the criminals, and now whenever I get asked, where's your plates, I have an excellent conversation starter and reveal the fraud the whole system is. There, like I said, Santo, hang out with Christian Man. He's not far from you. He's in the Victoria area. He can teach you a thing or two. So there you go. It's all good. I had some great comments from Fletcher Memorial Home and Christian Man today. It's just been an awesome day. And the way Ninja posted this earlier, Kate's Kids Cove channel presents the Bill Donahue Zodiac playlist. Enjoy. Who better to teach each individual zodiac on video than Bill Donahue, and the way he shares the allegories and does such a beautiful job of the allegories. Ties in not only the biblical aspect but also the astrological side of it. So it's a beautiful unification where the kids get an opportunity to finally see something that has been so long hidden from us. And as I was talking with Borean earlier today, don't get caught up in the literals of it. See the allegories and then translate it to the anagogic of what it's really saying to you. I'd mentioned I was going to do something on the Phoenician starter kit tonight, but I'm just way too pumped with what's going on right now to get into that headspace. I think what I've already shared was as deep a headspace as I want to get into, because there's just way too much dancing to do tonight. So who else is in for the dance? Who hasn't jumped in yet? 770, I believe that's Richard, and 661, I don't know, that's a standard number, so jump in, guys.
Okay, everybody.
There you are. How are you? Hear you now.
Good, how are y'all?
Good stuff.
Great.
Yeah, I just got through eating, so I got to sit down here and called in. Isn't that great about White? I'd love to be in that meeting, wouldn't you? That'd be awesome.
I'd love to be there. Don't worry, Wayne's there and White's there. It's covered. Oh, man, it's covered.
Talk about breaking the program.
I got to say, these poor bastards in the school don't stand a chance when they show up. They're toast. And it's like, because here's the thing about truth. Once the seed's planted, it can never be unplanted. And now the obligation of standing in it or denying it is handed over again. Remember, guys, when you share the truth, you're not sharing just the truth. You're handing the responsibility of it, where the ignorance can no longer be claimed. That's big.
I've seen a Homer Simpson show one night where Homer and his wife was sitting in the dining room, and there was this great big giant octopus sitting across the table from them. And you could everything Homer would, he reached to grab a glass or something, and that octopus would just smash it out of his hand. He said, eventually we're going to have to deal with this.
Awesome. Got to say, The Simpsons has, when you're watching it the right way, it just reeks of truth. It just comes right at your face, and you go, oh my. Yeah, just what Randy did. Don't!
Yeah.
What do you think that principal is going to be saying tomorrow when he's trying to get control of this situation? I mean, here she is handing over your documents, cold hard truth right in his face. This is not. You can't deny it. I mean, it's there, and these other people are going to have it. I'm sure she's got her little P's and Q's in order. She's handing it out to everybody, and handed it to her little friends, and I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Well, the thing is, she's got it's a woman that's a headmaster. This is over in the UK, and I know the UK system. I was in it, so I know what's happening here, and there is nothing more hierarchical than the UK school system. Oh, they think they're God in the headmaster and headmistress role, complete with their little uniforms. Of course, the age that that White is at, they don't have the slave uniforms just yet. You get those in secondary school. But I assure you, this principal or headmistress and any teachers involved, they've already had their cages rattled. Monday morning is not going to be a good day for these teachers and this headmistress, because they've got all weekend now to ponder why are the kids refusing to give their name. Now, this is a core truth, and this will reach right to the soul if there is one. Okay? So, happy dreams, teachers, principals, headmasters, headmistresses. I've had enough of you corrupting our children. You tried it on me, and you failed. You get to see the mirror now. And fortunately for them, we're not walking around with canes wanting to beat the shit out of children. I went through that too.
Yep. Yeah.
It's all good, guys. Jump in. We got another one. 734 is calling in. Just another little big thank you to Dave and Jack on Evolve Quest Radio yesterday. What a beautiful opportunity just to sit and have a chat with beautiful souls in them and the people that called in as well. So, again, looking forward to Jack and David coming to the table here, and vice versa. I mean, this is how we cross-pollinate and get the truth out there. Area code 734. Hello? Yeah, you're in. What's up?
Hey, this is Jason. I called a few weeks back on a different 734 number.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
Billy,
I know the voice. I know the voice. Don't love it.
Better
What's on
known
your mind,
as
my friend?
Well, the whole Kate's Kids Cove thing has really struck me, and I'm a artist on the side when I'm not working, and so art has always been a passion of mine. And So I was like thinking of like children's books, but like truth, not all these fake things. And I got my kids with me, and my son, he's a really good artist too, and he's 8 though, but his ideas are but we had a few different ideas like for some stories, and we were going over them, and it's just amazing just to writing down the ideas and how it's but one of the ideas that I thought was really funny, and it could be like gone so many places, would be like a commercial, but it's for those toys you pour the handle and it's like, and the cow says, and but it could be like the humdrum one, but you could just think you could make so many of them where like, and the fascist says, and the and the pig says, oh, you got some ice,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Facebook group, Kate's Kids Cove, which is for the children. They're running their school. We're just there to help and share. This school belongs to them. How's that for a switch?
Oh yeah, no, I don't lie to them when they ask me questions. I don't lie to them. So.
Evening, all.
Hello, Steve. I was wondering when you'd jump in there.
Well, I was just sitting back, listening. Hey, everybody! Just listening to all this, this beautiful. Hi, beautiful energy, and I seen your post earlier on our little dearest one. And I was telling my wife about it. It's just beautiful, and I very seldom have ever watched any kind of a vampire zombie movie or anything like that. But I happened to watch a movie the other day, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe, and it's called Daybreaker. Have you seen that movie yet?
I have.
No.
Okay, well, it would be worth a watch. Just to give you a little premise of it, and it won't really take anything away from it because you can kind of tell from not too far into it where it's going. But the premise is in like 2009, there was this opportunity for everybody to become basically a vampire, okay, so that they could live forever. And so it was the humans who accepted it and became vampires. That was great. The rest of the humans that wouldn't, they were farmed for their blood, okay? But the trouble was that the human population was dying off, and the vampires were finding out that if they did not have the human blood, that they quickly went into the demon state of the vampire, with the wings and feeding on each other, and just went crazy and died. And so they were trying to find a blood substitute, and Ethan Hawke was the herpetologist who was trying to do the substitute. Anyhow, come to find out that they found a cure, and the cure was that the humans who had been vampired, if they were exposed to the right amount of the sun's energy, that their blood was reborn and their heart started pumping again and they became human again because of the interaction with the sun. The best part is they found out that when the vampire tried to feed on the reborn human, it was reborn too. So it's once you give up the name, once you stand in your own, and they try to continue to feed on you, they have two choices: either die or become human again.
Same premise in Warm Bodies, by the way. Unfortunately, the dead, the skeletons, were far beyond that, and they ended up just feeding on each other and dying off at the end of the movie too. But same premise, though. Beautiful. I have to, and I love Ethan Hawke anyway. So.
Sounds great. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, that's Daybreaker. Is 2 words. Daybreaker.
Okay.
And my son's name is Ethan. Perfect.
Oh, there you go. Just a coincidence. Look away.
Wow.
Look.
And my daughter's name is Trinity. Go figure.
Wow.
You can't make this shit up, can you? Didn't think so. When you really watch the real movie, it's way more fun, way more entertaining because there's a whole lot more giggles, and then people like Janet and Elvita come in with their giggles and just makes the whole world smile.
That's the mission.
Yeah, I was just listening to the Phoenician Starter Kit show, and Janet had the best giggle. And the Phoenician Starter Kit show I listened to, and it was that weird call came through, and it was like, the caller is not dialed, and you're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, it was a weird night.
A weird episode.
Yeah, we've had a few of those, but that's like even last night. The little demons were having a bit of fun playing with the show that I was on with Evolve Quest. I'm going, well, I haven't heard this in a while. Better power up here. Nothing touches this table. Nothing.
Exactly. Too much power here. We got too much energy for the bullshit. Yep.
And as always, I'm going to put the open invitation out for any shills, CSIS, Mossad, CIA, FBI, TSA, NSA, any of these other alphabet gangs, and anyone paid to monitor this show. Here's your open invitation, so please come on. Let me hear your voice so I can hear you forfeit your soul. Come on, you can do it. Come on and feed on the living here. See what happens to you now. And hopefully, like Steve said, if there is a soul in there, maybe you can be a real live boy or girl again. Who knows? Everything's possible in a compassionate universe.
And the soul says, I am.
Bingo.
Okay.
Don't wait for me, guys. I'm waiting for you. Come on, get in here. Let's play.
Keith, can you give a shout out to Paul who's lying mullered on his settee?
Who's
trying to get him?
What?
He's mullered on his settee. He's been smoking. You know, that stage where you get to the point where you can't talk.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yep. It's not so much that I can't talk. It's I just don't want to. It's like that's what people keep saying. You know, smoke a bowl before the show. Or no, I can't, because if I do, I can't talk because I don't want to. Here comes Paul. Here he comes. Good one.
We used to call it talking blancmange.
We call it talking shy, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the few slips, so I'm trying to chill. Yeah.
One night,
out, mate.
One night we were down at my mate's Wally's, right, and we're all sitting having a smoke, right. And we hear this tapping on the window. And we're like, what the fuck's that? We're all a bit mullered, you know, so we're thinking, we're hearing things, and we hear this tapping again. And then he goes to the window, and he pulls back the curtains. And there's a woman up a ladder. So he opens the window, and she goes, I think you just wanted me for a sucky. Apparently she'd blown him a couple of times and then he didn't want to know what to do with her. And from then on, Wally's Miss Sucky coming round.
That's priceless, but...
Oh, God. It was so good.
Yeah, I was watching the news. Yeah, watching the news, man. There was some Mexican drug gang. They kidnapped a man and they were basically doing a bit of damage in the town, and the whole town got together and basically run this some drug cartel in Mexico right out basically their town. And I was sitting hanging and they said that their name was the Knights Templars. This is what this cartel were calling themselves. And as soon as I heard that, I was pissing myself laughing, like, these bandit cartels, and just the town got together and says, nah, we're not having this, like, bullying people and blah blah blah, basically run them out of town. I was like, that's beautiful.
See, that's all it takes, and people think it takes physical force. No, it doesn't. That's the illusion. That's what's kept us divided and conquered, thinking that we need guns and all the rest of it. No, you don't. You just need to know who you are, power up, and you push that shit out of your universe. That what you agree with, well, you're in contract with. So I don't contract with that stuff, and we push them out. And evil runs like the chicken shit powerless nonsense it is very quickly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just ask the Ontario Provincial Police. They know about being shit scared's all about. It's funny. Go away, okay? I'm Phoenician. Run away! I gotta tell you, that night, all I had running through my head after that was the scene when from Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and they're attacking the French castle, and then they start launching cows and stuff, and they instead of saying retreat, they say what's true: run away, run away, run away. You know, that's
a great movie. It's when he says to him, your father was a gerbil and your mother smells of elderberry.
Elderberry. I fart in your general direction.
I fart in your general direction. Priceless. Yeah. Yeah, it's like we were saying the other night, Kate. I like some kind of raw kind of humour, like say Frankie Boyle, and like say Frankie Boyle was saying the reason that Jimmy Savile, BBC made Jimmy Savile wear all those chains is just like you would put a bell on a pussycat. Oh, well, that was sick but funny.
Yeah, but again, easiest way to get truth across is to make it funny, because that's what laughter is. It's a sudden realization of truth.
Yeah, Bill Hicks and George Carlin, my two favourite ever.
It's like that joke I said about, told you, Kate, about 9/11 after it happened, you know? Just the way we are in Scotland, see the humour in darkness, you know what I mean?
I got one here. Not to get caught up on 9/11, but back when that was going on and I was in pursuit of truth, my brother-in-law, whom I've spoken of before, he and I got a good relationship. He's a fine fella. He works for a sprinkler company, and he's been in the business for, I don't know, probably 20 years now. Anyway, when Building 7 collapsed, they said it was due to fire. And so in order to walk him through the process of understanding, the fallacy of the story, I told him, I said, okay, Tim, I said, you're a sprinkler guy. I said, what happened to the sprinklers in Building 7? And he says, I don't know. And I said, okay, well, think about it. I said, is there not a valve down in the basement of that building that would have had to have been shut off? And he said, yes, it would have been. And I said, okay. I said, is that being a government building, would it not have had a lock on it? Because I know this stuff too. And he said, yeah, as a matter of fact, it would. It would have had to have a lock on it. And I said, okay. I said, so there would have had to have been someone with a key that knew where it was at, access to the bottom floor, got in there in the midst of all this chaos going on right down the street, and he would have had to have the key and know how to get to it and turned it off in order for it to fail. Would you agree? And he's sitting there with a blank look on his face, and he goes, I don't know how the goddamn building fell, and I don't want to talk about it no more.
Yeah, buildings don't fall down by fires. Sorry, like, all you have to do is look at that one in Spain. It burned
the
for
Madrid fire?
Maybe 2 days.
Burned for 2 days. And the damn structure wouldn't fall, just the exterior around it. Huh. Well, we all know it was a lie. We all know why, from the anagogic, allegorical. It was just a demonic ritual that failed miserably again.
Yeah, it's like you were speaking earlier, Kate. This is a cult. See somebody like, say, Skull and Bones. That's a death cult. I looked into that to do with, like, say, the number 322. And that's actually the same gematria as the devil, Samuel. So that explains that all, like, in the Skull and Bones, what I said, that was put on the stone when Samuel basically helped in the construction of the Grand Temple to do with Solomon. And this is what the Skull and Bones are doing, it's a death cult, basically. And that's George W. Bush and his father. There's a picture of them standing, with their hands on their chest, right, covering their heart. And I've seen something kind of interesting. I've seen his wife, is it Laura Bush, when she met Nicolas Sarkozy giving the Masonic handshake. I was like, yeah, that's kind of interesting, like. And these are the people who run in America.
and people actually vote for him. Oh, we got Chris jumping in with us tonight. How's it going, Chris? Oh my goodness, everyone's showing up.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Awesome, great to have you guys.
Yeah. Friday night in Mexico. The sun's going down. I've been sticking egg boxes on my roof to contain the heat. So that's what I've been doing today, sticking egg boxes on a roof. Whilst listening to the show last night, because I had some terrible problems receiving it, so I had to shut it all down, and hopefully it was played again today, which it did. And one of the things you talked about, Kate, which, again, another one of those little nuggets, was the fact that you said about the noise, the ringing in the head, the sound.
Yeah. Your name, yes.
And I've been getting that so much and wondering, what the fuck is that, you know? And then somebody else says, oh, that's the angels, they're watching you, they're looking after you. I was like, no, it's not, you know? And then when you said that on the show, that really resonated. So that was another little, okay. And obviously the question I wanted to ask you was, with the deja vu, I don't get that anymore. So when you wake up, are you saying that deja vu can't happen again then?
Pretty much. If you do get it, then it means, I missed something, I better double check.
Okay, cool. Well, it hasn't happened for quite a while, so I'm happy about that. So come on, happy Friday, everybody. Let's all get a beer. Woohoo!
All right.
Yeah, Friday, mate.
No!
It's Saturday here.
Somebody left some beer in this ashtray.
Happy Saturday. Sorry. Australia,
hey,
happy
Barney.
Saturday.
That was a great Barney. I love it.
Okay.
757, I think that's Fabian. You're in the call. I might be right, I might be wrong.
Hi, it's Olivia.
Olivia, oh my goodness. I think you have the same area code as Fabian.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Fine.
How is everyone doing tonight?
Oh, I think we're doing great. I'll wait for me.
Great. Right, I'm actually just out in to call because I'm just actually walking in the door, and I just wanted to catch this, like I said last night, just to have the energy of the same flowing with me, because I can find it nowhere else around me. That's why I'm here. So I'm just enjoying the conversation.
All right, therapy session in court.
Just a thought.
In progress.
Just a thought.
Go ahead, Steve.
You know, I was talking about that movie just a minute ago, and the energies from the sun rebirthing the blood in the heart, and the fact that once we reach a point where we do know who we are, it's the same way when they try to feed off of us, that they can no longer feed off of our energies. And when you try to keep track of what's going on in their physical world, to give you an idea of just how much change we're making and how much they're realizing that they cannot feed on our energy anymore. A couple of recent things that came up is the Air Force announced that they're going to be dismantling the HARP project in Alaska because they are done with that project and aren't going to use it anymore. And also in Wyoming, they are removing 50 ICBM nuclear missiles and mothballing them. And it's just more in the sequence of watching their whole world just crumble and them not knowing what to do about it.
Well, again, we talked about HARP being the replacement for the failing pyramids and the grids on this planet. And, of course, having that exposed, just a coincidence that they're shutting HARP down? Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, because they can't use it. Once you expose the truth, this is the joy of it. And to go back with what you were saying, Steve, when you stand for truth, basically what happens is you poison your blood to these vampires. It's not that they can't feed on you. They know that if they do, it will kill them.
Exactly.
To the truth, doesn't it? They can't feed on you.
Well, it is.
It would kill you. It would kill them outright.
And that's exactly the point I was trying to make, is that as we all become more aware of who we really are, and it's happening, like you say, exponentially, just unbelievably on so many different levels, that they know and that their world is done. And I've always wondered how I was going to watch this all transpire, because I had a conversation the other night when Ephraim and Sarah were here, and she works with a non-profit. Actually, it's a Catholic non-profit, which is so frustrating for her, working with trying to help the people of Haiti. And we were talking about these changes that are occurring, and she said, well, the trouble is I see it happening 4 or 5 years down the road. And I said, no, Sarah, that's not what's happening here, because I've contemplated this quite a bit of late, and as this exponentially increases and our awareness increases, it is so detrimental to what they had. Just like the gentleman was saying about the skull and bones and the Masonic orders and all this crap that's been in place for so long, we have already reached the point to where they no longer have the ability to feed off of us, and we will not allow it to be done. And thus, their energy, it's like when you get to the end of a battery life, and you turn that little machine on, and then it powers up, and then about 2 seconds later, it's out of power again. They have to shut it off and wait a little while for it to build back up and turn it back up. That's where they're at. They have no energy left.
Yep.
Great.
And whatever battery power they had remaining is getting drained exponentially, and every truth that we reveal, and that's how powerful you are. You get an aha truth. You've done it for the whole consciousness. This is the power of standing in the truth. This is how we do this together. It's not up to one of us. It's up to all of us, collectively and individually, to take part in transforming our reality. I'm going to transform mine as I see fit, and you're going to transform yours as you see fit. And the only way to do that is to stand in the truth. When you have the aha moments, that's why I write so much, because I know the power of what an aha moment is. And it's going, oh, there's another one. Woo! And that shifts the entire consciousness. Guys, you are playing with the consciousness. Yeah, go ahead.
One for me recently was basically what I was really chuffed about was out in the order, because I've looked into the game, and there's a lot of stuff to do with Mara El Salvatrucha, that MS-13 Mexican street gang. Well, they have a strange tie-in with them. When I was looking at some of their stuff, it's a lot of could see gang culture come up, and it was that Mara El Salvatrucha putting up gang signs, and it was basically Martinist order style gang signs, and I'm just thinking that's very strange, and basically as what I'm thinking, they are the real Illuminati. That was just a spin word. When it is the Martinist order, and they call themselves the unknown philosophers, and that's also referring back to Plato, when Plato said, the king philosophers who run the world. Well, this is what they're trying to kind of do. That's what I'm thinking, but the more people start to look into the Martinist order and start to discast their spells, that's because they are, I would say, the real scummy order in the world just now. Well, they're all scummy, but they're probably the worst.
Keep going, Paul, because it's interesting, that part. You just scratched the surface the last time.
Yeah, the Martinist order, when I first started looking at it, that was to do with, Sandy Martin, and he's a French dude, and it was a lot for Amelia Agrippa and another man named Champagne, who was Amelia Agrippa. These say, if you go and look at OTO, these people are practicing serious magic. Like we're saying, what's with showing people coming on the show and revealing what they've found out, I think that they're finding it a bit more difficult to cast in their spells, calling up these demons or angels or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Let me throw an idea at you just to back everything you're saying up. The demons are the ones that grant the power to these that are casting these ritualistic magic, black magic spells and everything else. And of course, if the demons can't feed on us, they have no power. So if the demons have no power, neither does the magic. And you're going to see, I'm looking forward to very shortly seeing a lot of these demon-using magicians out there. And there's no other way to explain, putting cell phones into bottles, shrinking them, pulling rags through iPhones, slipping under plate glass windows, stepping through them and stuff. Sorry, that's not trick magic. That is the demonic aspect, and you can go back to Dr. Crowley and P. Manley Hall, and that's what magicians do. They
the first key was sorry for interrupting, but the first real magician was a guy called Simon Magus, and Simon Magus basically, when you look at him back in the day, he was just like David Blaine. He was basically the David Blaine in his day. He was levitating and doing funny stuff. And that's what he was basically doing. There's an English lad, and he's levitating and doing stuff. And when I was watching that, I said straight away, you remember some Hermetic order, mate. You're practicing really occultist magic. What they do is they use Michael, the angel Michael, like in a triangle, put a circle in it. They'll stand in it, and then they'll call up Michael and the tetragrammaton, like I was saying the other night. They use Michael and the angels, basically. It's like I was saying to you, Kate, there's 72 languages in the world. And in the Bible, they say there's 72 names for God. In the Glacier, they say there's 72 demon gods. In the Quran, it says near the end time, there'll be 72 religions. All this it's all carrying back to 72, and 72, as you know, would make 9. And a lot of that's got to do with it.
That just means it's all their crap.
Yeah, but what they do, Steve, is they basically they match the demon to because what they say is each angel, it's like the opposite. Like Kate says, every good's got the opposite. So what they do is for them to call up the demon, because they tell you things and a lot of people think, oh, this is kind of nonsense, but right now that you've got the Amrock. The Amrock Hermetic Golden Dawn and the Hermetic Golden Dawn are basically at war. These two orders are at war with each other. Even on Facebook, these are arguing with each other on Facebook, calling each other Satanists. And but the real ones out of them all is the OTO. They're the ones who, what they would do is they would get the angel and they would get the correlating demon. So they would use Michael and they would call up whatever. Do you know what I mean? And because they've got all gifts as well. These demons have got gifts for music, and when you study the Glacier, they've got knowledge as well.
I agree.
But it's
I agree with you, but I agree with you. But on the other hand, that has been and always has been their magic, and it has worked upon the human animal all of these years until now. And as we awaken to who we are, their magic spells, their illusions, their tricks, all of the powers they have no longer have the effect upon the human. And that is where that stands. So you can understand what they use and how it used to work on us, but as we all come into our own knowing, we have the power over them. They can no longer feed on us, and they are left feeding on themselves. And that's what they're doing right now. The only energy they have left is what they can feed off themselves.
It's like at the end of the movie, what was Reign of Fire? The Dragon movie had Christian Bale was in it. Right at the very end, there was only the one male dragon left, and hundreds of females that were preying upon each other because they had destroyed the earth and everything they could feed on it, and they ended up feeding on each other. And at the very end, the master dragon was slain, and that's exactly what's happening here. You see, the demons require, or these dark principalities, again, the démon, the emotions. That's what enslaves us. Those are the demons. When you get rid of the emotions, you've removed the demons. You've cast them out of yourself, right? That's what it means to be possessed, and it's an emotional overload. So what you have now, because these dark principalities no longer feed on you and countless more of us going exponentially every day, they cannot feed in us. And those that are using the demons to empower them are losing power as a result of the demons that cannot be generated by our life force. So you kill the demon, you're killing the magicians anyway, because these false prophets and deceivers and whatever the hell you want to call these monkeys rely solely upon them being able to conjure demons. So if you want to conjure up a wet paper bag, go for it, because that's the power you have. And this is what we're doing: is we're taking out the base of their pyramid.
Each of these religions, though,
the vehicle.
Each of these religions is channeling the energy of the worshippers to, I don't know whether you want to call them entities or whatever, but what is the purpose?
Well,
behind
again, the Jewish believe that their purpose is what they do. They call it harvesting souls, and their purpose is they want to bring God back. And that's like they're saying they want to bring God back to basically Earth. You know, they're harvesting light so they can bring God back. That's what
their God.
Their God, the false God. Guys, I've got the mics open here. I just opened up 347. I'm wondering if the band's on your end. But please keep in mind, if you put your hand up, make sure it's quiet around you, because I will open the mics up. 347, are you there?
Hi, yes. How are you all?
Good. Someone's got a lot of noise in the background, so can you kind of get that in check, please? I'd love to hear this caller.
I just caught the tail end of some of what you were saying, and I think the God concept is a very divisive thing. I don't mean what you all are doing. I'm just talking in humanity.
No, we agree. I mean, I totally agree with you, and that's the whole divide and conquer. Making a God is it's very divide and conquer. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I do have a feeling. It's my personal theory that there may be a higher power that created much of what we interact with. But other than my theory and seeing a flower that seems magnificent, I have never seen, heard, or spoken to that entity. If that entity is powerful, why can't I hear, see, So I have my doubts. However, it is theoretically possible. But too many people take it as a fact and fight wars and burn up. I saw a Facebook link, a woman that was burned with a child in Africa. I mean, preposterous. Fighting over a God that they claim is all-powerful, but yet you have to get the match, pour the gasoline on a person and burn them. Your God can't do it. Your God needs you, a puny human. It's just so pathetic that people just don't. We think of Santa Claus, and then we turn about, 10 or 12, we learn Santa Claus isn't real, but people are willing to fight for things that may just be, but we have no, in my opinion, hard evidence that it's true.
On each of these religions, though, like a box that's been created, and each of the boxes drains you, and so you move from religion to religion or whatever, and then you end up with what was it called, the New Age movement? That's like the last box for you, and then after that, once you've moved up beyond thinking on those limitations, then you're outside of it.
Then you start thinking for yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You start vibrating at a higher frequency. It's all vibration.
Randy, is it Randy or Steve? You were saying, Steve, well, this is the way I look at it, right? Kabbalism is an ism, it's another ism, but Kabbalah was the truth. You could say it was given to us from angels. When you look at where the magic came from, a lot of magic was given to Adam. It was given, and then you read the Kabbalistic to do with Adam. Some of them are kind of nice. And what happened is God something kind of, it's like a baby. It's like when a baby's born, God says, "He's from the pure good and of me. Try not to." So He gave magic. He gave us this theurgy so we could communicate with higher beings or whatnot, so we could learn or whatever. But in the that it's been corrupted. So basically, when it was given to Abraham, it's weird. How could I put it? Abraham corrupted it because it was his interpretation. He was given it, and then he says, "Right, how could I explain this?"
So it was through his interpretation and every single one since Abraham who's been passed down, you could see the kingship or the lineage, corrupted it. It's like I heard a story last night when I was actually speaking to Richard, who calls in, and Richard was telling me the story of how David was mocked, and David said, yes, this man will have to spend the rest of his life within my sight. And he kept the man, and that man was basically an uncle to King Solomon. And on David's deathbed, he told King Solomon to kill that man because he mocked him. So it's the corruption of us, basically, and our basically earthly pleasures.
Well, I have a thought for
magic,
you.
And then
I have a thought for you. I have a thought for you on that. What if Abraham's God was the original corruption and made up the story that corrupted everything therefore?
But that's the thing, though, Steve. Abraham never met God. God doesn't got the whole of the Ein Sof is he's just the Ein Sof's not here. What we call God is a Chokman Binner. That's my interpretation. That's mother and father, Chokman Binner. So the Ein Sof, he's not interested. He's boundless. If you know what I mean. But it wasn't God who gave us this. It was the angels. It was actually specifically an angel called Raziel, the blue angel. And he's one of the Ophanim, and it was him who gave it to Adam because Adam was lonely and crying, and he basically felt sorry for Adam. And he says to Adam, you know, there's a story about Adam and King David, which is, for me, it was a nice story when I heard it, but when I looked into King David wasn't a very nice man. He wasn't a very nice man. King David broke the 10 commandments, you could say, before the commandments were given to man. David lusted after another man's wife and had him murdered. And if Richard is in the call, I would like Richard to explain that, because Richard knows his biblical stuff.
King David.
I'm sorry. Go on.
It was King David who, the woman's name was Bathsheba. She was the wife of his general named Uriah. He saw her bathing from a rooftop one night when he was walking around, and he lusted after her. And then in order for him to take her, he had to make sure her husband was dead. So he ordered Uriah to the front of the battle lines, I think against the Moabites or Philistines or something, to make sure that Uriah was killed. So then he took Bathsheba, and they had the son Solomon, as the story goes. It's an interesting story all the way through. I don't hold true to the belief anymore that is historical, because I wasn't there, but the allegory's there. Never forget something about the Abrahamic religions. At the core of it all, at the base of all three of these religions, never forget that it is about blood sacrifice. Okay? So everything else is window dressing, but at the core, it is blood sacrifice.
And when you look into that, Richard, look what Jesus says. He says, I'm the Lamb of God.
The Old Testament came from the Hebrews, and the Hebrews had very hardcore belief systems. When Muhammad wrote the Quran, it is again very, it's nothing like the middle group, who would be from Judeo-Christian to prior to Muhammad. But I always ask my Judeo-Christian, Abrahamic, Jehovah's Witness friends, how do you explain the fact that a perfect God supposedly created Adam and Eve, but forgot to give them the holy book? I mean, the Ten Commandments, the Quran, the Torah. The Torah comes from the other Jewish book, but it's unfathomable that God said, oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, the commandments. I mean, how do you explain that? I don't know.
Well, God gave Abraham the Kabbalah, and Abraham gave the world Judaism. So it's basically said there's a sacrifice. That's why Jesus says, I'm the Lamb of God. You don't need sacrifice anymore, because the Muslims and the Jews still sacrifice animals for God today, and for me that's repugnant, because God doesn't want you killing nothing. If you really want to think of the whole, if there is a whole, the source, He wants you coming back to the source. He doesn't want you killing and maiming and warring and raping and pillaging. That's just not the way it's meant to be. But you could see through the corruption of the books, or the interpretations of the books, or whatever, the false histories, as Richard pointed out, that's the paradigm we're living in today. You know, it's crazy, to be perfectly honest. Nope. But the original texts, when you start to look at Kabbalah, they're kind of beautiful. They're not. I've still not found what I could say the wholeness of it all. There's separation, separation. But when you find that, as I say, I've only been in it for a couple of years. When we study Kabbalism, that's it. Whether you or not, you're a Kabbalist, and I didn't want to be a Kabbalist. I just wanted to be a researcher. I've been told basically, studying it that long, you've no option. You study this, you are what it is, what they say, and that's something that doesn't hang too good for me.
Brother, that was eloquent, but that wasn't my question. My question was, if people like you believe Adam and Eve existed and God created them, why did not God give them the text? Why did God have to wait for a new prophet?
I never saved it. I believed in Adam and Eve. I didn't even anything.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. All right.
I'm keeping it the best path. Entertained, but I'll not accept.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up. So you don't believe. So why did God give the text to Abraham as opposed to humans before him?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I couldn't tell you. Well, that's a good question, to be perfectly honest. But when you look at what Abraham was teaching, it's mysticism. It's a mysticism, and as I say, that's where the Brahmic faiths did come from. Abraham. There was a lot. Most of the faiths of the world, 70 to 80 faiths of the world, 72 of them are of Abrahamic roots, you could say. But for Adam to receive the books, I don't know about that one, mate. I couldn't really tell you. I don't think God really wanted these books. God gave the magic and explained Kabbalah, but what happened was they hid it in esoteric, the true information, in allegories. Because when you look at it, Abraham it was to do with law, and everybody was running about kind of crazy. He says they were all crazy back then. Everybody was orgying and murdering and raping, and he created the religions. Because when you look at them, they're parables kind of. It's like, how can I say? It's like, here's Steve. This is what Steve did, and this is what happened to Steve. That's basically what you could say. Moral compasses, maybe even in the Bible. They're trying to give you a moral compass story, but when you read some of them, they're not very. They've really got much of a moral compass now, have they? Do you know there's a lot of warring and murdering in the Old Testament?
Hi all.
Hello. Good now, everybody. Good now, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Happy New Now. Oh, dear. What a beautiful day. Oh. Yeah, just thought I'd chime in and offer... Hey, hello, you beautiful people. Yeah, chime in and offer two little points of good news from my end, anyway. There's a strong wind warning current at the moment, so if it gets noisy, I know I'm God, but I can't do anything about that noise. So just bear with me, folks. Yeah, after living on the boat for 4 years, and every time it rains, I have to get the saucepans out to, collect all the rainwater that leaks in through all the little leaks. I now have a tri boat. I finally finished my resealing program, so that's great for me on a personal level. And on a community level, to share some good news, there's a mining company called the Netgasco that somehow finagled a drilling permit to drill down 2 kilometres near a town called Beckley in New South Wales, and their aim was coal seam gas mining. And in this area, it was like the fruit basket of Australia, and also they would have drilled down into the artesian water structure underneath, which beats all of New South Wales and Queensland. And the people there said, well, we don't really like this, so they, in silent protest, they've all sort of gathered on that land where they live and they own properties and they're farmers and blah, 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 blah. And, so they written their own rules of conduct, be nice, respectful, but we'll just stand quietly in our truth and say, no, we are on the land, we have the law of the land. And the weird thing was the Queensland government actually recruited 700 police people to escort the drilling rig onto the property. So that you've got the Queensland government supporting these. And but the great news is a couple of days ago there was a review, and due to this public disclosure, and the drilling permit has been revoked. So the people won without fighting, without being rude, without being nasty, just standing on the land and standing in their truth. So that's really beautiful, because the consequences of that fracking to our water table up here would have been absolutely catastrophic. So I'm really feeling joyous about that. Oh yeah, love is triumphing for me.
May I say that, I'm sorry, this is so shocking, man, the fracking issue. Our governments are employees to the super financially rich. Once we realize that, it's almost like you have a secretary. Well, the president or whatever title the politician is the secretary for the CEO of whatever rich company. We are just puppets and dog poop to them. So they'll throw us a bone once in a while and give the serfs and slaves, let them think they've won. They don't work for us. It's so frustrating. And as
I'm not a puppet.
Realize that, but well, I am. For me and my family, we're just serfs and slaves to these pension holders called politicians. I had a meeting with one a few days ago in my community, and it was so distressing. Yeah.
Well, that's really where you got to take back your power. Yeah. That's where you got to stand up straight.
Yeah,
and that's where you got to
really makes me
laugh. You got to stand in your truth, because you're not the
what makes me laugh,
servant. You're not the servant.
Oh yeah.
If you assume that,
no master.
If you assume that position within your consciousness, stuck.
I think there's a reality.
Yeah, I am master and commander of my own vessel.
Bob, Darren, I think you may not have heard what someone else had stated. Darren is not commenting to you, Bob. He's commenting to the gentleman who was speaking prior.
Hotep.
Okay, just so you know, I sense that. So there you go.
Thank you, Rick.
Darren has the feather.
May I jump in?
Yeah, let Michael have it.
Boing.
Thank you. I wanted to address the gentleman that spoke before Paul, that Paul was answering. I didn't catch his name or the thought that he had.
You mean me, Hotep?
Hotep?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for what you said. I would answer you this way. God did, or whoever, whatever, not God, but from my point of view, but the creator of Adam and Eve did give them a book. And it's written everywhere in nature. And that, have we ever asked ourselves, why is it that children who we look to and we say are pure and unsullied until we lay on all these layers of system and lies and what they're told they have to do, can't do, and all that. Why is it that they like to play out in nature? Why is it that that's where they would rather be naturally and normally? Now, I realize now in our culture, now with all the toys and all the electronic gadgets and that, we find a little different, but it's their nature to be out in nature. And when we allow them to learn that way, like we're attempting to do with Kate's Kids Cove, which is fabulous. That's what we should be doing, is stopping this rigmarole and the lies and all that. And I say exactly what Hotep says. Why didn't he give us the Bible? That's the first thing one of the first things that ever occurred to me as a former Christian, was why did it took him 2,000 years later, and then for a period of 1,200 years with 66 writers to write this book that's supposedly supposed to be our guidebook? Why couldn't he hand it to us in the beginning? And I would say it wasn't necessary in the first place, because they didn't even talk. They didn't use language back then. I believe personally, or my thought personally, is that they communicated just like the animals do, in harmony, and they knew what each one was thinking, and they knew what was going on, and they related to all that. And that's my answer to that, is he did give them a book. It's just written in nature. Everywhere you look, you see the hand of the Creator. And every living thing, man, woman, child, animal, tree, flower, bird, you just go on. And even in the inanimate, even in the rocks and the earth itself.
You have a beautiful interpretation, brother, to make the story fit. And when I speak to people of different belief systems, they always eloquently have a way to make the story fit. The problem with their interpretation is each of their interpretations are different, but also none of their interpretations are backed by their holy books, the Torah, the Gita, the Quran, the Bible, etc., etc. So while I love that vision, in the Bible itself, it doesn't say that.
Okay, guys. All right. I'm going to jump in here. I let this go on long enough. All right. First off, the Bible is an allegory, and you got to learn how to read it anagogically. So anyone that's taking it literally needs to have their fucking head examined. So we'll leave it at that. Okay. You want to find out the Bible? Go to Bill Donahue. He gives you a great understanding. If you want to get past Bill Donahue and the beautiful allegories he shares, come to this table, and I'll tell you the anagogic why as to what's there. But anyway, listen. I want to share something before we roll out here. It's only 15 minutes, guys. Not meaning to be rude, but I got to tell you, I'm actually really, really surprised at Arthur and Fiona Christian here. And everyone's entitled to their opinion, absolutely. And it sounds like Arthur and Fiona need some love and hugs from Kate, absolutely. So here is. By the way, Arthur, you really need to not write so long. I can't. That's one of the reasons why I've never looked at your work, because I just skim over it and it's like, okay, just this big long diatribe of whatever. And no harm, no foul. I get it. And yeah, that's why I write essays and I try to keep them concise. But I'm going to share a little post. Thanks, Annie, for sharing this. Again, more and more fall off here. It's beautiful. Arthur Christian, 1 hour edited. A disassociation from the work of Kate of Gaia in reference to Babylon is Fallen video. Kate of Gaia has been using a vast part of the insights we've been sharing for many years now. Oh, fuck, like you have claim to truth? See, that's the joke, Arthur. You've just made claims here. You think that I'm somehow fucking scoping your asshole with a magnifying glass, and quite frankly, the only thing I know about you is you went through a bit of hell with your wife, but your wife is still in the fucking system, and you're still working the system. So you know what? Up to this point, I have never said a fucking unfair statement about you, and I've always spoke highly of you. But I don't look at your work because for me it's fucking useless. It's stuck in a physical reality. So let's carry on here, and I'm going to hand your goat back. Kate of Gaia has been using a vast part of the insights we've been sharing for many years now, like you have a fucking commodity on this. Truth is not yours, it belongs to the world. This is not a problem, but the fact that we now feel that the work we share is being associated with things that Kate promotes that are contrary to what we write. Well, that's good, Arthur. Take your shit and fuck off. And that do nothing to provide remedy to our current state. Buddy, it gives you all the fucking remedy you need, but you're still seeing it from physical. Boy, Arthur, you have really fucked up on this one, man. When we take stuff from other people's work, which I don't do, I cherry pick truth and I make it mine as I see it from my perspective. It's people like Santo Bonacci and others that are reading directly from other people's work. I write my own. And if I reference somebody or look at somebody like Bill Donahue or Savon Bomer or Tobias Lars, I am the first one to reference it. That's why you never hear your name being mentioned, Arthur, because I don't reference your stuff. But I love this. Jesus, no ego here, Arthur. Fluffy's going to eat you alive. Just let me carry on here. When we take stuff from other people's work, we always acknowledge where it comes from. Well, I could say the same thing to you, Arthur. Where the fuck is the credit for poor little Kate of Gaia who needs a pedestal to sit on because she loves being famous? Fuck you. So there's no misunderstanding, and people are clear about what is what. People are going to be crystal clear. Arthur Christian's work is his shit, and I got nothing to do with it. Truth has a tendency of paralleling everyone's work. You can't lay claim to it, and that's been the problem of humanity all along. So take your kingdom and judge your own knowledge. Kate does not acknowledge where a good percentage of his, sorry asshole, it's her, work is coming from. Guys, can I ask you, do I reference who I cherry-pick from?
Yes.
Hell yeah. And if you're not speaking,
yeah.
Can you mute? Because it's really background noise is too much.
Yeah.
And I think, Kate, if you didn't, you wouldn't have 1 million plus people listening to you.
Oh yeah, no.
And on a side note, if we're going to refer to the Creator, we want to refer to him the way he wanted us to in Deuteronomy. I think it was 4:2. I am. Okay.
Yeah,
let's call her or him the I am. Okay.
The itself, the all-encompassing. Okay, so here we go. Lots of accusations here, Arthur. It's funny, I've never actually had a chance to talk with you because when I did want to get you on the air a couple of years back, and that was really the last time I had any back and forth other than the occasional post you put up on Facebook, on my page, by the way, which on many occasions I wanted to delete because there was a lot of shit in it, but I left it there out of courtesy, knowing of what you and Fiona went through. So thank you for acknowledging my own little hell, or rather not. So thanks, buddy. Nice to know you're a team player. It's all about you. So there will be no misunderstanding, and people are clear about what is what here, Arthur. So carry on with your accusations of bullshit. Kate does not acknowledge where a good percentage of his work is coming from. The problem with this being that while people are learning about the name and the ramifications of using the name, they are not learning about the remedy to using the name. That's all I talk about, shit fuck. Why don't you actually do some research on Kate of Gaia before you start poking at her? She's a nasty bitch when you poke. They are not learning about the remedy to using the name. Just stopping using the name will not get you out of the system. Want to bet? And in fact will cause many, many problems. That's right, because you're still sucking on the horse tit through your wife. That impact family, friends, loved ones, community. Yeah, well, you want to give up their soul, knock yourself out. And those stupid enough to give up name without working remedy in place to get out of the system. Oh, that's right. Are you supposed to go in and play with their fucking rules that they write? Are you this fucking stupid, Arthur? Really? Arthur Christian, are you this fucking dumb? Boy, you're topping the list of shitiots tonight. A practical remedy that can be applied in everyday life is vital, and this is what Kate is leaving out of the picture. No, asshole. It made it quite clear. Get out of Babylon. You're still trying to work a little system game there, are ya? You cannot just drop
Only
the
slaves
name.
ask permission.
No shit. You cannot just drop the name if you do not have a committed group around you. Oh, that's right, because you still need a fucking skirt to suck on. Supporting you. A committed group co-creating kingdom step by step. So each man or woman, you see, that's your fucking concept. That's your philosophy, your reality. Go create your little kingdom. I decided to take on a whole planet, and there's over 1 million at this table every night. How's your kingdom doing? I got to tell you, at this table, the brightest stars in this universe gather, and I love watching them twinkle. Put together. A committed group co-creating kingdom step by step, so each man or woman of that committed group can step out one by one as the situation allows. Oh, that's right, because you're still looking for permission, you fucking slave. Refer to the steps of kingdom and the other articles and videos in this sequential order posted below for the big picture. The big picture is about the size of a fucking postage stamp that I can tell, Arthur. Jesus, man, you dug a fucking hole for yourself tonight, buddy. Yes, we need to boycott the system, but not without a plan and not without something in place. Oh, that's right. Let's build something new with old thinking. How about we just let Creator take over? We already have the game. I just accept that. Oh, and here we go. So the transition is peaceful and the chaos and inconvenience and hardship minimized. Oh, go fuck yourself. Minimized? Yeah. How many times do you need to get fucked in the ass with razor blades for you to figure it out?
Woo.
Moron. We're happy to have the insights we share spread around. Oh, yeah, well, you're getting spread around the night fucking wide. I got some razor blades for you. We do not own the work we do. Oh, but you're fucking claiming it because we get there. I just caught the last paragraph. But capital letters, we have to point out where the work is being used in a way that will not bring peace, freedom, etc. for all. Well, then keep up your work, Arthur, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're fucking condemning humanity with your shit. If people start dropping the name without a remedy in place, and they and those around them suffer greatly because of it, the backlash will come back on us. That's why I say take baby steps. You should listen to a show. I only do it 7 nights a week, fuckwad. And we will be blamed, even though this is not what we promote. What the fuck are you promoting? Community immunity is the key. No, sorry. Community is I think the term was the kingdom of heaven is within. Oh, that's right, the individual. But this is why we got to figure it out ourselves so that we can walk together. Jesus, you're doing it backwards. Anyway, and you cannot just drop the name without a community backing you. I did. Unless you want to go Bush. I didn't. Which in itself is not a long-term remedy, because once the New World Order fully kicks in, you fucking shield salesman. Once the New World Order kicks in, it's all around you, you fucking monkey. Jesus Christ, Arthur. I can't believe I'm reading this from you. Are you this fucking retarded? Seriously.
Gonna kick in.
Jesus Christ. When I'm done this, unfriended. You fucking moron. I'm not connecting to this shit. Are you kidding me? They will use their highly advanced tracking technology, fear porn, to find all those who have slipped away and kill them. Oh, yeah, that's loving and peaceful. You just fucking hung yourself tonight, Arthur. Here's the rope. Got enough? Tie it up. A strong community is the only option for stepping out of the system. I don't know. I was sitting in my car all alone when I drove off the fucking Goonies. And I didn't have to show a piece of paper or anything. I just said, bye-bye. Not in your jurisdiction. See ya. But then I understand the spiritual nature of the game where you're still stuck in the physical cock and vagina game. My God, what a fucking idiot. Am I set on fire? Fluffy's just wagging here. She's loving this shit. Okay, here we go. A strong community is the only option for stepping out of the system, because a strong community can stand up to the force of the system and set an example of how to live without the system. What do you think I'm doing, you fucking code? So that others can see the possibilities and start living this way. And so that those caught up in high positions in the system who fear for the lives of his sanctuary to come, you fucking porn, go hang out with Alex Jones, buddy. He's got a big cock. Hang off that one for a bit. This is not the first time Kate has used the love for life work. I've never used it without any acknowledgement. Because I don't use it, you fucking idiot. Without any acknowledgement to us, this is not the first time we have pointed this out, because we're so fucking insecure and we think we own the truth, and that if anyone uses our stuff, we're going to start to cry and be, oh my God, Kate's such a cunt. The mantras Kate is promoting are so close to the work we do that many who have read our work will associate us with the rest of the work Kate promotes. A problem? Only that when Kate's work backfires for those who do what he suggests and Kate is discredited, anyone associated with the same mantras also gets discredited and written off. Holy fuck, how many victories do we got to share every goddamn night for you to wake up, you monkey-eating fucking piece of shit? Unbelievable. Which is what happens to many other people waking up. Unfortunately for you, Arthur, you're still sleeping with your head up your ass. Yours is Fiona. So get back to working that out. They rely on what they're told rather than taking responsibility for digging out the truth. Really? I think I make it pretty clear. Baby steps, and you better read this shit or you're going to get your ass hammered. I've been clear about that for, I don't know, more than 3 years now. Since the Judge Bowser video came out. Have you ever seen that, Arthur? You think I might have known something before you? Maybe? Fuck's sakes, man. You started crying the blues after that. I know what you went through. I caught a little bit of it because I was still part in that silly shit you're dealing with, the free man sovereign stuff for a few months. And I saw the stuff you were going through. And I'll tell you right now, the shit that I'm sharing is the purest stuff that would have stopped all of that. And if I knew then in my house what I know now, the Goonies would never have stolen it. And I could have done you a favor like I've done so many others and pointed that out. And they got to save their fucking homes. So don't talk to me about whose work is what. I don't give a fuck. Truth is truth. It belongs to all. You lay claim to it, you're nothing more than a fucking shill. Only the case backfires. Backfires? The only thing that's backfired here, buddy, is your asshole, and it's coming with popcorn farts of nonsense.
Hey, Kate.
Now, here we go. I just got to finish off here. I can't even read all this. It's such a typical Arthur Christian fucking diatribe.
Cleanse it, sister, cleanse it.
It's gone. Here,
Aloha.
Okay, here, hang on a sec. Okay, I gotta scroll down to the bottom, 10 paragraphs later. And I like how he puts Fiona and Arthur Christian. Really? You guys like share the fucking keyboard when you're typing, or are you going to be man enough to stand up and say you had the balls to be this big a fucking idiot? You're going to hide behind your wife and her name. So here's the last one. Kate, if you are innocent of this and are not trying to hijack our work and make it seem to be not what it is, please clear things up so people know where they stand. I think I was pretty clear, fuckwad. You are welcome to use the insights. Never. We share, but please acknowledge what you use from our work. Haven't, never will. Make clear the distinction between the work we share, which is bullshit, and what you promote. I don't promote fear porn and New World Order and killing and murder and all the rest of it, okay? We're here to kind of stop that. Thanks for not doing that anymore. And what you promote that is different from us, basically everything except a couple of themes that you've actually gone to. So try to stay on those and get out of your ego. And why don't you point out that Love for Life is a practical remedy to offer too? No, you don't. You're still using a fucking name, moron. If people would like to read it, go ahead. Go and poison your minds. Head over to Arthur and Fiona Christian's fucking webpage, Love for Life, whatever. Knock yourselves out. Go on page 2 and you decide for yourself. I don't want you to believe a goddamn word I'm saying. But have a look. If it resonates, great. And if it doesn't, great. Don't worry about it. I'm good with my stuff. Works for me. And
hey, Kate, I was gone for a couple of minutes. Could you repeat that?
Which one? Which part? All of it?
If you like it, I'll post it.
Arthur's never had an original thought.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, that was great.
Well, actually, here, let me just do my. Here, I'll just read. We're going to roll off the air here in a second. We got 20 seconds. So those that want to get in, well, we got 42 on the board. We got Colleen and the witness coming in here. 661-467-2401. And you got like 10 seconds to call. If not, don't worry about it. Yeah, it'll be in the archives, and trust me, this one will be worth following. So here was my answer.
Yes.
Fuck, that was fun, eh?
Yeah.
I love Fluffy. Let her go. Anyway,
that was better on fire. We're on fire. That's the Kate I love right there.
Here's my answer. Here's what I wrote. And of course, here's what I wrote, and I'm just going to go P.S. in short. Go fuck yourself and your silly crybaby ego. I'll type in a sec, but here's what I wrote. It's funny, I've always referenced those I have observed and shared their info at a different perspective. I don't reference your work because I've spent little time looking at it at any length other than a glance here and there as it appears on my pages when you post things. We've walked similar roads in our trials and tribulations, and I've acknowledged that on many occasions. I don't specifically talk about what you're doing because I haven't spent any time looking at your work in the last few years. No harm, no foul. But what is the issue regarding truths that belong to all of humanity, where I don't need acknowledged, praised, put on a pedestal or center stage, etc.? Seriously, hijacked? Here, that was the line I wanted to share. Here we go. Where was it? Kate, if you're innocent of this and are not trying to hijack our work, okay? You should hang out with Danny Wiltdick. He's a fucking great plagiarist. He loves stealing other people's stuff. Anyway, Danny Wilting. Yeah. Fucking, I don't know how much work the guy stole from, what's that, Thunderbolts or whatever, website. Oh, fucking countless people that he stole information from and he claims it as his own. And woe betide you if you quote something that he's stolen, he comes right at you saying, that's my fucking work. This is very much the same energy here. But anyway, here, we've walked similar roads in our trials and tribulations, and I have acknowledged that on many occasions. Look, without specifically talking about what you're doing, I haven't spent any time looking at your work in the last few years. No harm, no foul. But what is the issue regarding truth that belongs to all of humanity, where I don't need acknowledged, praised, put on a pedestal or center stage, etc.? Seriously? Hijacked? The mere fact that you're even suggesting that has cast a vast shadow on my opinion and intent from you and by you, someone I have never said an unfair comment about, even though there are many things that I feel you missed the point on. The only fog I'm seeing being created is this post questioning my integrity. It's a good thing I don't care about others' opinions of me. because they are nothing more than ego-programmed remnants seeping through, overriding the true spirit of perfection within. And by the way, on rare occasion will I mention the gender aspect, but in common courtesy I won't refer to you as your gender opposite, where I am not he or him in the physical stuck paradigm. That being said, please don't flatter yourself and cast judgments upon me. If I knew more about you, I'd share it, but the truth is, I don't. And you have made many judgments in your post, unfounded in that you certainly don't know the first thing about me. To say I'm disappointed in this childish ego position of needing credit only serves to... Guys, can you please?
Mute.
Okay, it's okay. I can wait, Lotus. It's all good. Thank you. All right, to say I'm disappointed in the childish ego position of needing credit only serves to illustrate your own slavery to the ego helmsman, the true demon of being within. Please feel free to hijack any of my work. You can't hijack what is freely given. P.S. In short, have a happy fuck off. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, Arthur Christian, let me see. Where are you? And
hey, kid, we're all plagiarists.
I don't know that. This is a joke. We're sharing amongst each other. The truth belongs to all. Holy Christ. What part of that are you missing, Arthur? Quick,
you're a plagiarist. No shit, I am.
Decide it and start betting that you got a bigger dick than others, okay? Because that's all this sounds like. It's a fucking dick measuring contest. Unfortunately for you, give me a fucking number 11 scalp. I'll take care of my own business. Don't need that. Jesus, Lord, Tundra and Criminy. Unbelievable.
What part of we are cherry picking truth does he not get? We're looking for it. So when we find it, we discover it and say, we found it. We don't say it belongs to you, author. I mean, right? I mean, what is their mind like mush? It's I don't know. It's let that resonate in his consciousness a little bit. Let's see how.
Yes. Thank you, Bob. I needed a big. She's just sitting there with her toe egg, and she's chewing on that fucking leg bone again.
Yeah.
Hey, Kay, you know what though? You know what Arthur did? You know what Arthur did? He fired you up.
Oh yeah, it fired me right up to the point of you're blocked, Art. Sorry, buddy. No more posting on my page. Sorry, man. Listen. I have always been fair to anyone that posts on the page. If it's fear porn, I get rid of it. And in true form, that was nothing more than a bunch of egotistical. My that's my decoder ring. I want the cereal box. Bullshit. Sorry, Arthur. I don't play the 5-year-old retarded in the fucking cereal game anymore. So bye-bye. Box.
And a little more something.
I have room. Hey guys, I have room for a friend on Facebook, so I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Get it. A little something
good
for those who.
I'll take that place. Okay.
Okay, well send me a request. I got one space.
Yeah, we'll do, Kate. Well, hold it for me, mate. Hold it for me. Yeah, and
go for it, Randy.
Yeah, just thanks, Kate. Thanks for sharing that cleansing, Kate. That was that was pretty awesome. You know, because for me, it's just so simple. You know, like my mission is, for me in my life, is to find my truth. And so I do what you do, you know. I find things that resonate with me, and I cherry pick them and enfold them into my truth. And I completely understand that everybody else has their own truth. So, you know, anything that's divisive for me, divisive is ridiculous, because I believe our common purpose is just to reunite. So
thank you.
Thanks for that.
I got to tell you,
that little cleansing episode, okay? That was a ripper.
Hey, Bob, this just for you, and this really clarifies it, and thank you for pointing that out. You see, I don't claim my truth, okay? I don't claim your truth. What I do is this, is I know there is truth in the grandest scheme of things. It is merely up to me to accept the portions of it I find, thereby bringing it into my reality. So truth becomes my reality. I'm not claiming any of it, because it's already all there.
Yeah.
We just have to figure it out.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, let me jump in here because I just want to say real quick when I hear my truth is that truth is truth. It's what it is, and like Kate, when you begin to acknowledge it, it's not my truth.
It's not truth.
It is truth.
It
is truth. Like, yeah.
The only time it becomes truth is when you accept it as truth. That's when it's yours. Not before.
That's what creates this separation and divide where it's my truth. Well, I got my truth over here, and then your butt. Yeah.
You know what, guys?
Truth for you. For anyone stuck in the legality, you need more legalities to know about. Here's one for you that'll break it all down. All laws are based on what? The Bible. Is that right? Is that correct?
Apparently.
Yeah, okay. Then why does Deuteronomy 4:2 state, do not add to what I command you? And this is the I am speaking. Do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of the I am, your God, that I give you. Now, if all laws come from the Bible, then their laws are fraud. Am I incorrect?
You're correct.
I like that.
That's an interesting argument.
Well, it's not an argument; it's a statement of truth. That's why I love Randy, because he nails it home, man. I'm telling you, this is the shit. Just to finish off on the whole Arthur Fiona Christian debacle that got presented to me, I got to tell you, of all the people on this planet, Arthur and Fiona would be the last ones that I would expect to put that fucking ego diatribe and that insecure statement of, oh, it's our work, it's our work. No, it's not.
Wow.
Where did you get your work from, Arthur? Did you look at anybody else's work? I don't think you've actually acknowledged anyone but your big fucking self. So, you know what? Do us all a favor, man. Do us all a favor. Grow up. Truth is. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's not anyone's. It belongs to all. And truth only becomes truth when you accept it as truth. Then it becomes your truth from your perspective, shared freely. If it resonates with others, then it must be simply truth. No claim needed. No pedestals either. So how about you get off your big fucking hobby horse, your little pedestal kingdom there in your kingdom, and go and worry about your new world order that you're creating in your reality. We don't have in ours because it's been here for a long time. Mark of the Beast is very simple. You should spend some time instead of writing these fucking diatribes and do some reading, man, because quite frankly, you just can't get enough of hearing yourself talk because you write the same shit all the time. That's why I can't read your stuff. That's why I haven't even read through the whole post, because I know it's just a lot of the same. Talk about insecure.
Well, something for this fucking shill, Arthur. You know what? His shit is so minuscule, so not even important. It's not even on any radar. It's not a needle. It's not a pin needle size, okay? There are children dying. Their blood's being sucked out of them. Okay, so let's leave this fucker alone. We don't even I mean, it was fun. I gotta say, it was a blast. But let's start taking these people, put them aside. We'll make a comment. Yeah. They're aside. Done. Let's focus on this game. Throttle, pedal to the fucking metal. We gotta get this done. We gotta get this done. We are getting it done.
And I like Deuteronomy. Hey, Kate, you know what you're doing?
Guys,
you know what we're doing?
Calm down. Just give me a second here. Breathe. Because we're jumping all over again. Just one comment I'm going to make, then Richie jump in, okay? One comment I want to make. Arthur Christian has attacked Santo Bonacci on many occasions, calling him a demonologist. Okay? I let that shit slide because I knew it was bullshit. Okay? So...
That's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, basically calling him a Satan worshiper for astrology and all the rest of it. The minute you exclude something from the reality of consciousness just because you can't understand it anagogically, doesn't make it wrong and it doesn't make it right. You just got to be a neutral observer. And on that note, Richie, carry on.
Yeah. All right, let me grab the feather real lightly here. Yeah, well, what's going on, Kate, and I can see is what we're doing when we're centering ourselves and seeing this truth, seeing through this veil. That's exactly what's going to happen. Is the truth inevitably is going to pull the shills out into the open because they can't hide from it. Their ego, they're going to be battling with the illusions that they've been living with. The shill is an agent of deception, you could say, right? So when you're pulling the truth, I mean, we're driving this and sticking with it, and inevitably this is what's going to happen. We're going to pull the shills out of the network. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's two over there, and they're going to, and that's exactly what's going on with this guy. I never heard of him, but so anyways.
Yeah, well, that's because I've referenced so much of his work and talk about him all the time. I talk about Sivan Bomer, Tobias Lars, Matt Presti, Robert Otte, Santa Bonacci, Bill Donahue. Did I say Sivan? Yeah, and a handful of others that I have referenced over the last few years. And that list, if you guys have noticed, is a very, very small one.
Yeah.
And it never included Arthur Christian because, quite frankly, I'm not on the same page. I know where he was going, but it was a complete deviation. Still stuck physical, need to suckle from the whore of Babylon tits somehow. Okay? You step out of the game, you're either in the whore or out of the whore, Arthur. You're either, out of bed or balls deep. There's no half fucking a virgin. So don't tell me there's a middle ground there, because there ain't. The beast comes down. The system comes down, because one border that affects anyone affects all. And I will not tolerate borders, and on this fucking ground of truth I will stand and watch it crush and crash down around me, because I know I am that powerful.
Yeah. And you know what, K2, I want to say, he's throwing out guilt shit too, right? People are... We're speaking about we're speaking. I do what I do, right? And people, I drive around with nothing. I couldn't rip my vent out, but I scraped the hell out of it, ripped it off the side, and I'm standing in it. So he's saying, well, if other people do it, you're responsible if they get in trouble. No, we as our own being need to stand in our own friggin' truth, okay? And if something happens, if they get nervous or whatever and mess up, right? They're learning. You see, we can walk shoulder to shoulder, but we can't hold their hands and walk them through everything they need to do. They're experiencing their truth within themselves and need to learn how to. So when they're saying, "Oh, you're responsible because somebody else doesn't know how to stand in their truth," that's a bunch of bullshit, right?
Totally agree.
I mean,
Yeah, just because you can't stand in your truth doesn't mean to say you drag me over to stand in your shit. Okay, sorry. Right. You can keep your shit. I'm good. My feet are clean. I spent a lot of time cleaning that, and I also spent a lot of time pushing against the system that you have so aptly and completely run away from, Arthur. Okay? Yeah, your wife still has what? Credit cards and whatever? Yeah? License and stuff? I know you're free and clear. Nothing like clinging on the hem of a skirt of somebody else. You see, that was the difference, too. I kept Sue safe because I knew she couldn't handle what I was doing. So if anything happened to me, she would still be able to stay alive. And in the process, hopefully, maybe help me out. But that turned out to be quite the opposite of Arthur's situation, in that where Arthur's wife stood by him, my partner ran for the hills. And that's okay. Just be stronger. And in that light, there's the big paradigm shift between you and I, Arthur. I didn't have mummy's lap to sit in, okay? You see, I had my children ripped from me where you still got to keep yours because you're still serving the whore of Babylon. So best wake up to this shit, and I hope that you actually take from this exactly what you need to, and it's truth, and you better fucking go up and stand and grow a pair because you're going down otherwise. Stephen, please, what's up?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was I was going to add a little bit to what Randy said, and it goes on with what Richie was saying, hell, what we all say. When you're talking about Deuteronomy and the I am and the command, and not to add to or take from, well, we are the I am the I am, and I command myself from the honor and the honesty and the truth that I know within myself and who I am, and I will not detract from who I am, nor do I need to add to who I am, nor do I look outside myself for the direction or the additions.
Carry on, guys. I've said enough. I've way enough.
Well, see, what I look at, like looking outside myself, like when I listen to what it is everyone's saying, is I don't consider that looking outside of myself. There's a game of consciousness going on, and when I hear that I am in other people and other spirits, you know, it resonates. It hits my consciousness. It hits my heart, and I say, yeah, that's it. That's the thing I was cherry picking for. That's the thing I was waiting to hear, and because truth inevitably should empower you, you know, not make you feel fearful and as if you need a whole friggin' community to back it up. No, when you're in it, you're in it. I don't give a shit if the whole world or the whole universe was against it. I'm standing my friggin' ground, you know. There's one person that's starting to come around, a couple, you know, in my particular fold and where I'm at, but he's talking about communities. Most people, their own friggin' family isn't going to get what it is that we've found, you know. And it's shifting this consciousness out of the illusion of what's taken place. It takes determination, you know. It takes unyielding. Like we say here at this table, is being unyielding within it. You know, it's and as that truth begins to take over the ego, take over that echo, the programming. That's the barriers that begin to fall. That veil that's about has the consistency of a mist. You know, it's a misty veil that's there. You just got to walk through it.
Hey, Kate.
And then watch it.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah. Michael, go ahead.
Aloha.
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 Hey, Mike.
And Colleen, I got. Oh, buddy, guys, I got all the mics open. Just let everybody know. Richie,
so
got you. Witness 805, Lotus. Go ahead, Michael.
Man, there's so much there to, you know, add to or expand on. You know, I had a smile on my face.
Hello.
And it's coming clearer. It's coming clearer.
I'd like
all
to
perfect.
say something.
Hey, Lotus, jump in, baby.
Yeah, about the I am. It must have been like around 1995, because I've been in Philadelphia for quite a while now. I was anyway. So I was walking down the street one morning early, and you know the trash was out that day, and right on the top of somebody's trash there was this beautiful card, and the card was a Christian card, but the card said I am that I am. And I looked at it, I'm like saying, merciful heavens. I'm like, wow, this is profound. And I picked it up, and I took it home, because it was clean. And I kept on looking at it, and something about it just kind of like grabbed me. And then there was this like beating heart right in the center. And when I turned it over, it was a picture of a yogi sitting in a lotus position with all of the chakras lit up. And I'm like saying, wow, I said, this is really something. And so I took it, and as a matter of fact, I still have it. It has gone with me everywhere I have gone, because it was something about that card that later allowed me to realize that that's what I was. I am that I am. So it was just like so cool.
Well
but,
said, hon.
You know, it takes a while to get to that point when you really recognize that that's who you are.
Aren't you beautiful?
Yes.
This is a favorite part of the movie for me. I love watching people when they go, yeah, you're stunning, I told you. I can see you. There was a beautiful picture got posted on my Facebook today. It was a little kitty cat with boots on, looking up with this most amazing innocent look with a tiny little sword, real cat, and a hat. Looked like something, Puss in Boots, right? And my comment, that's how I see all of you, this beautiful, okay, ready, let's do this. And it is so perfect. It was such a beautiful photograph.
I am.
Indeed.
And it's all perfect. Oh my gosh. Love you all at this table, and
everyone listening.
I'm still laughing.
Love you too, Colleen.
Oh, that was way
Steve,
too much
love
fun.
you. Good to hear you back, Steve. Hey, I just wanted to say what popped up for me was to tell Arthur, welcome to another installment of What the Fuck Were You Thinking?
Right on, Colleen.
Seriously, what
Kate,
what the fuck were you thinking, man?
Everything is perfect. When you were right at the peak of your rant, because I was just going to listen tonight, when you were at the peak of your rant, I'm sitting in the backyard, and here comes a 3-foot snake. And I just sat there, and it came by my toes, a couple inches. And I love snakes, so I wasn't freaked out or anything. But I was laughing out loud because of how the energy of what you were putting out. And here comes this gorgeous king snake. It's like a milk chocolate color, and it has beige stripes all around it. It was gorgeous. So I just wanted to read about snake energy, the wisdom of snakes.
Hey, before you do, Colleen, there's background noise. I don't know if you guys hear
there's some crying noise going on. I was going to jump in before you do. Thank you for that, Rich. Oh, there we go. Please mute out on your end if you're not talking, and that way any background noise doesn't interfere. Go ahead, Colleen.
But it was right when I was reading it, Richie had said, man, Kate, you were really fired up. And snake is fire medicine.
There you go.
So snake wisdom, it's the symbol of eternity. This is a powerful totem. It is the symbol of transformation and healing. The snake is wisdom expressed through healing. It is a protector and guardian totem, along with its sister totems, the dragon and the serpent. And didn't you mention dragon a little bit earlier in the call, Kate?
Yeah, I'm a dragon, Gemini dragon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If a snake totem has come into your life, your creative forces are awakening. Your intuition will sharpen and be more accurate. And this is for everyone at the table, because when the snake came, I was tuned in, so this is for everyone. Snake energy is the energy of wholeness, cosmic consciousness, and the ability to experience anything willingly and without resistance. It is the knowledge that all things are equal in creation. It also signals a transition in your life, new opportunities and or changes. Snake is fire medicine, the medicine of transmutation. On a material level, it is vitality. On an emotional level, it is ambition and dreams. On a mental level, it is intellect and power. On a spiritual level, the highest level, it is wisdom, understanding, and wholeness. Snake magic is heavy magic. Become the magician and transmute the energy and accept the power of the fire. Perfect,
wow.
Huh?
Wicked.
Interesting, Colleen. Interesting, because the Shekinah is in Hebrew spelled backwards is serpent, and the Shekinah is always referred to as just basically what you've just said, Colleen. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And you speak of the Shekinah quite often, don't you, Paul?
Yeah, well, Shekinah's the divine feminine. She is the divine feminine. That's her name. That's her real. You could say her real name.
I love saying that word too. It feels good to say Shekinah to me.
Backwards, as I say, Colleen, it means serpent.
But it was a gorgeous snake.
Everything seems to show up there. I love those cards you read. They're like it fits perfect. It really does.
Because everything's perfect, isn't it?
So, yeah, most of the time. Absolutely.
All the time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it is. I know it is. I'm on.
All the damn time.
Sometimes the illusion's there that it isn't, but Absolutely, everything's imperfect.
Mhm. And I just said to my girlfriend, we were walking up in the canyon, and we were talking, and she said something about a snake, and I said, "Oh, I would love to see a snake. I haven't seen one for about a year now." And here it comes right through my backyard, the first one I've ever seen in my backyard, right when Kate was all fired up.
That was like timing. Timing's perfect.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it sounds like I make these things up, right?
No, it's all good. You know, it really is. And I am not sure where this. I can't find this post anymore. Maybe it got taken down. I have no idea. But anyway, it was on my page. It's not.
What was it, Kate?
Oh no, the diatribe, the Arthur Christian diatribe.
Oh. Mhm.
Yeah, it was posted in the Facebook room, so because I wanted to have a giggle and read the rest of it, but I mean seriously, it's just
unreal.
You know what it is? I just sit back in absolute awe and astonishment at the absolute ridiculousness of that.
Yeah. Hey, Kate, you know what?
Here's
an analogy, right? You got two coloring books, right, Kate? Right? You colored in a unicorn, right, with blue and green, and he colored in a fox, let's say, with the same colors, and he comes forward and says, "Hey, you used my blue. I used that blue color. Kate used my blue color. She's copying me."
You know,
right?
it just drives me nuts. You know, how many nights do I got to spend saying, "Listen, you put me on a pedestal, I'll hack you to death." You make me seem or even remotely think that somehow I'm specialer than you. I'm going to bitch slap you upside the universe, because that's exactly what divided and conquered us. We each have the most incredible, unique gift that only we have, and this is where we get joined together and finally share our individual gifts. And then whatever gifts Arthur and Fiona have, who cares? You know, well, here, for sake of argument, I'm just going to do a little Google test. Let's Google some names here. Let's go. Arthur
I want to know what the
Christian.
I want to know what the practical steps are that they're saying besides watching those videos and listening to them or whatever. I'm okay. If it's simple and easy? What's your practical steps? Give me some steps. Otherwise, he didn't provide any things to follow these things. I'm like, come on, be a little bit more. Well, forget it anyway.
I feel like we're running backwards just even thinking about listening to that shit.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Is that Nate?
This is the big bad wolf.
I agree. It's been a while since I've heard the Morse code on this call. There for a while, it was there all the time, and then it was gone. But I noticed it's back tonight. Anybody else hear the Morse code in the background?
Yeah, I do hear it.
Yep, it's there. Looks like we've triggered something, Captain.
Hey, Kate. The way I see it, the whole time I got in a little late, and as soon as I came in, all I heard was Fluffy. It was like like the regular Fluffy. It was like 3 stages up, Fluffy. Like, oh shit, Fluffy's out in full force, and it started getting hella funny. And when I smoked the bowl and got high, and I forgot what I wanted to say, Bill.
Well, I'll tell you, the only time I get into uber Fluffy is when someone that I respect has for a long time never said a bad thing about, never questioned their integrity, and always was fair, even though I didn't agree with most of the stuff that they're sharing. I saw a benevolent intent taking shape. And the only time Fluffy gets into uber Fluffy is when those that I have that affection towards do something like that. I reserve that for those. I mean, even a chief of police won't get that Fluffy. They don't deserve that one.
That's the fire-breathing Fluffy.
Oh, yeah.
So he should be honored that you brought out Uber Fluffy.
Well, no, that's actually quite contrary, Richie. You know, in terms of wanting to stand in truth, the only thing I can say to Arthur right now, You should be ashamed of yourself. Are there not enough entities out there harvesting our souls without coming after someone that's trying to stop it? Seriously? That's real smart. Divide and conquer ourselves, shall we? Well, no, it's no problem. I don't divide and conquer anything. I just block and delete them. String cut. Enjoy your game.
It's an ism that's in them because you hit a nerve. So that's a good thing, in a sense, because you know that this road is plated with gold. You know.
You know what, Richie? I got to tell you. Do you know what really I find most astonishing is I've lost count. And it's irrelevant to me. I've said this before. I don't need acknowledged. I don't need pats on the back from anyone or anything. But what I have seen many times, more times than I'd care to count in the past, are those that have benefited from the things that I have worked on with the intent of benefiting others to not only deny me any form of, hey, how's it going? Appreciate your efforts. Glad you gave up your family and your home and everything so that I can actually have my shit and keep it. Right? It's not a pat in the back. It's like I don't need slapped in the mouth either, and that's exactly what this shit is. And I've dealt with that with many people in my life. All of them free-man sovereign types. Many of them under the guise of I'm going to help Kate, and it's not to help me at all. It's to keep me close so that they have their hand to cling to. They have their savior, which I am not. What a fucking pathetic joke that is. And they live in these illusional worlds that somehow, because I'm there, I owe them something. Well, I'm sorry if you were homeless in my home, and I've opened my home many times, and you needed a place to stay. I don't invite you in to say, okay, you can stay here as long as you need. Oh. Okay, let me see. That might be Paul in with me, so let me see. Paul, I'm going to have to kill the line, bud.
I'm on mute.
Oh, are you? Okay, well, I'll wait for you to jump in. Someone on Skype has just answered a call or something. Okay, it's gone now.
It's not me this time, Kate. It's not me this time.
Okay, no, that's good. It usually is. That's why. Oh, it must be Paul. Okay. Andy? Andy, you're there?
No, I'm right here.
Sounds like 70s porn music,
doesn't it? See who? I'm just going to go up the list. Oh, it was Mike. Michael in Hawaii. It's all good. Anyway, so
it almost sounded like the music of the Pink Panther.
A little bit, yeah. It had that. The only missing was the patois of the electro porn music, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, where was I going there? I lost track of where I was. But anyway, I just find it astonishing that, you know, haven't we got enough shit going on without having superficial little ego issues that somehow you think someone is hijacking your work? Like, fucking please.
Well, let him sit there and rely on his work. See where it gets.
Well, no, I totally get it. And that's what I was talking about. People saying they want to help me, and it wasn't to help me at all. They had something to get from me. In the first case, with Les, the only thing I was to him was potential asset, so that he could play another business game, of which he did and failed miserably. And of course, it didn't cost him, and that's okay. That was a lesson for me to learn, and I was quite willing to do that. And
yeah, but Kate, you know what? Don't even give him any more energy.
No. I'm letting. This is just me getting this last little bit of shit out. I'm going down the list of people. What I'm trying to tell people here is, do not offer to help someone to turn around. It's like the individual said, don't worry, Kate, you can keep your stuff out in this barn. No, it's not going to be a better for as long as you need. And a week and a half ago, I need to use the drive shaft. You have to get your shit out. Well, why did you offer that in the first place? So dig a fucking hole, Joe, and bury it. Because there's nothing I can do. Can't really fit a fridge in the stove and a freezer on my car. Not that I have anywhere to put it anyway. So thanks for offering that unconditional for as long as you need, and you put a time limit on it. So I know what your word is worth. And this is what I'm telling people. If you give your word to do something and you don't do it, That's a big one. And I don't care either way. It's immaterial to me. I don't give a shit. You know, why would you want to be any different than the cops and all the rest of these fucking monkeys that thought nothing of destroying my family and stealing my home and all my shit? Really, why should you feel any different than them at this point? I'm not here to save anybody. I'm here to save me, and in that process, anything and anyone that I care about and am benevolently attached to with my free will choice comes with me. And I tell you, those lines are getting snipped real quick.
That has been the most difficult thing for me to own in my bones, with my dad having cancer and going through chemo. You know, free will, I cannot impose on it. I offer suggestions if he wants to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it. I tell him I know of evidence of thousands of people, if not more, who have cured themselves with baking soda and vegetables and Gerson and et cetera, and et cetera. And that's the most difficult thing. So I haven't seen him. And he's down in the dumps, and he's depressed, and he's being killed by a system slowly so they can milk his so-called insurance and take his soul, and so he comes back again. But you know what? It's free will. It's free will.
Is he into any kind of herbs or anything like that, Randy?
Yeah. His herbs are pork and cow and chicken.
Yeah, but you know what you can do? You can get the CBD oil. There's no THC in it. It's high CBD, and you can put it in his food, and he wouldn't even know it.
I don't cook for him. I don't live with them. They are, a couple miles away, but...
Well, you don't cook it.
It's
you
very
can
beyond.
Buy it already made.
I understand, and you're coming from a wonderful place, but I cannot impose on him by doing that.
Mhm.
Okay, he's from a different paradigm.
Right.
And anything I do is, I just saw this in the room, is abuse. I cannot abuse him. Will not abuse him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's abuse. Now we can put the papers on people's cars, right? We can put it on the windshield. We can hand them out. We can stand on a soapbox even, but we cannot force them to not do something, to not sign their name, to not say their name. We cannot force that. Then we are no better than the shills, than the demons. This is a free will choice. The I am has stated. It is, that's the way it is. So, that's what we need to take into account when we're saying these things. And that's one thing. Once my dad had cancer and I told him all this and that, and he blew up at me worse than Katie did to this, whatever the shill's name is tonight. And I don't care to hear it, really. So, and that's when I realized, and I knew it, right when I said it, I knew it. Imposition. You're stepping on toes. Free will. If he wants to take a knife and slit his throat, free will. If he wants to guzzle down gallons of fresh, God-made vegetables, free will.
That's the state of acceptance. Hey, Randy?
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's your challenge.
It's really not a challenge, because I'll tell you, I'll be up there. They'll ask me to talk. My brothers will, and I'll be up there and I'll say, I don't know why everyone's so sad. Everyone's always sad at these funerals,
And that's why you got to be in a
die tomorrow. He's not withering away, but I just put there's a notion of the moments of thought that have gone to this. I'll be happy. This is programmed thinking. To be sad and cry. Well, you know what? I know he might be coming back, but I don't know that because I did not create him. I'm not making that law, that contract. I was not present. I am part of it, but I was not present at the moment of that contract. So I respect it, and I will abide by that. I have ceased all contracts with the so-called family, the physical family. So I have to respect that, right? And, you know, he's going back home, right? Those who do not choose this will go back home. Will they come back and do it again? I don't know. I've read things that say yes, but I don't know. I will know at that moment. We all will. But I know I'm not going to answer to a demiurge. I'm not going to answer to a demon. I will answer to the I am. And that is us, all of us, the consciousness.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. Because that reaching out and trying to help someone, that's trespassing. That reaching out and trying to help someone, you may think you're being loving, but you're stepping out of your truth. You're stepping out of acceptance. You're not in a state of acceptance when you want to sneak someone food. You're not in acceptance when you perpetually go. Randy went through this. He tried. He saw the truth, and he tried. He had to try and hit walls until he realized, if I don't step into acceptance around this, my father is going to die instead of graduate. Quite frankly, I'd rather see him go up and me stay centered than try to save his ass that he doesn't want to save. Bottom line. It's his choice.
Yeah. I just like.
Here's a question. I agree too.
I agree.
Here's a question.
Your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters.
I went through it with my sister and my father and my mother.
Here's a question for all of you guys. How many of you did I drag to this table tonight? Or did you come here of your own true will choice?
You drug me on my dick.
You lassoed me. I got
it's totally your fault. It's totally your fault I'm here. I'm blaming you and holding you completely responsible. God caught you.
And that is the joke of it, right? I didn't drag Arthur or anybody onto my page to post. They have their own free will choice, and in that choice, they have to accept all responsibility for their actions, especially if you're going to post shit like that. Oh my God, I've never seen anything so childish.
You obviously didn't read it because he would have heard the quack and duck, but then he would never have heard me.
Hey,
Kate, I just like to
drives me nuts. Stupidity. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry. Time delay.
Yeah, sorry about this 4-second time delay. Kind of makes it all very, very interesting. But somebody mentioned just recently. I posted it in the chat room. For me, unsolicited advice is abuse. And that's been my mantra for years because I have a right to make my own mistakes. And I'm powerful and I'm as equally powerful as anybody else. So anybody that approaches me with unsolicited advice, where is that coming from? And for me, it's coming totally from ego. It's coming totally from their own emotional wound. Because I know who I am and I know my journey and I enjoy my mistakes, so I learn from them. So thank you all for sharing that realization that unsolicited advice is truth because, I've just had that thrown back at me so many times over the last 20 years. So it's nice to hear it broadcast. And I'm just saying, parting, I love you all, and I enjoyed your cleansing, Kate, and I've sent you a friend request, and Barnaby and I are going for a swim because it's high tide, and there's, my life is ruled by tides and winds. Love you all. Good
love
now.
Love you, Bob.
All right, Bob. Hey, Bob, we're going to come move out there with you. We're going to get some boats, and we're going to chill out there, and how's that sound? Check the whales out.
Thanks.
Well, for me, my friend, there is always enough room in paradise for everyone, and I am in my paradise. You better believe it, because I am living my heaven on earth.
Absolutely. You got a good piece
Bob, before you go, your friend request on Facebook has been confirmed. You are the 5,000th again. So there you go.
Number 5.
Maybe if you get a chance, if you're down under, maybe pass a message to Arthur Christian to study a little girl called White, who actually knows what's going on. Remind him that she's not quite 8 years old, and his ego might get really bruised when he witnesses a child who can stand in her power. That might be an issue for him. She knows her own kingdom, her own knowledge, judgment. That's what you probably don't know what dumb or doom or dome means, Arthur. So maybe you should study a little Phoenician and understand the words you're using. So anyway, there you go, Bob. Thank you so much. And Colleen, jump in here, sweetie.
Well, Kate, I was just going to say that I mentioned the CBD because I'm excited about it, because I just got some that I'm giving to my dog. She has some immune problems, which is just, something that I've had to really let go of and accept in one part, because she's been so well cared for 10 years, or everything organic. I would put garlic and blue-green algae in her food, everything, all the things that I thought were the healthy things for my animals. And she was diagnosed with lymphoma. And so I'm going the natural route, and I just got some cannabis oil, and that's the high CBD with no THC in it. And nice. So when Randy was saying that, I was just excited, and I said about maybe he could put some, in his dad's food. But yes, of course, he has his own wishes, and he makes his own decisions, his free will. So thank you, Darren, for reminding me of that you cannot put your choices on anyone else. And I meant it in the most loving way, of course.
Absolutely. The instant we allow ourselves to have our free will choice, then we're okay. How many times have we got to cover this? Well, not necessarily that much at this table, not for the ones that have been at this table for any length of time. But see, that is one of the blessings of repeating ourselves all the time, because we get a lot of new people here. And I'm very grateful on the blessed side for Arthur tonight, in that I will not be on the air tomorrow night. Ninja and Paul are going to be doing that. So I figured at least we got the Saturday night bitch rant out of the way, so I'm going to feel very fulfilled tomorrow night. I'm hanging out with some people and just having some social and truth time, and then of course to the table on Sunday night. And I do urge everyone to tune to Paul and Ninja tomorrow night, because they make quite the dynamic team when they're talking. It's quite something to listen to.
They do. I can listen to Paul all night long, man. Oh, if you're there, I really could.
And Ninja's got that beautiful posh London accent. It's so musical to listen to. It's just gorgeous.
They roll. They roll.
Oh, they roll like the avalanche of truth that's coming down the hill at everybody, and I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah.
So. No. Anyway, I'm pretty much ranted out. I think I did okay on the rant.
When I hear Paul, when I hear Paul, I just love Paul, and I love his accent too. But sometimes I listen to him because I love to talk in tongues, or that, when you just put all these sounds out, like and it's just
that was pretty good.
I haven't done that. Really good. And you just let it out, and it's just so. At first, it sounds kind of like you're pushing it, and then it just takes on a life of its own. And my animals are used to me doing that.
That was great.
Thank it actually is kind of a healing, a balancing your energy. So try it sometime.
You can do that in a mantra. We used to do it, be taught in Sunday school, and we used to sit in a circle, just Presbyterian, and just sharing a story about speaking in tongues. And I was about 4 years old, and this old lady was up there and teaching us, and I remember it was my speaking tongue. I was 5 years old, and I forget what I muttered, but it doesn't make sense at that point when you're that young, I guess. I don't know, but, now it does.
And they were talking in tongues, or you were?
The teacher went around from, 5-year-old, Sunday school. To Presbyterian, yep. And it was my turn to speak in tongues when I was 5 years old. And my brother, same thing.
Oh, that's really cool. You remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, guys, quick announcement. We now have Babylon is Fallen video. Babylon ist am Fallen. German. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
wow. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. No, that's
Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Babylon ist am Fallen von Kate of Gaia. I love it. Oh, my God, this is beautiful.
I love that.
Maria, you rock, baby. Look at you go.
He did.
Wow.
Hey, Brandon, was that a good memory?
Well, yeah, now it is. When at the time, the fear of God was put in me,
Oh, okay.
Harry Potter, he has tongue. He speaks in the snake tongue, actually. So it's interesting to do that in child development and stuff. But now
Did you say snake tongue?
Yeah, that's the kind of tongue,
apropos.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but it's in the Harry Potter story, and yeah. But
cool.
yeah, going back a while, and but still is that sort of movement still alive, and the person will get out the snakes too. There's a lot of friendship with snakes, and that kind of. So it can be good, it can be bad. You know what I mean? So, but on the whole, I think it was good because it introduced me to a whole how wide the spectrum of Christianity is and religion is. So, yeah. And introduced me to the mantra. Yeah, it made the mantra come in much earlier when I developed that later on in life. I mean, the Rama Dama, Ram, Rama, that made it much more easy,
And the Gayatri. Do you know that?
And then no. I know it's only the one that work for me, And you go, they go on your own pace and stuff like that. But then I found out, okay, then the rosary is on a whole nother level, right? So, it's a whole nother level of, vocalizing, whatever, tongue and memorization. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I practice all. It's an integral. Yes.
But to me, the tongue, we're doing the tongue like that. It's just really freeing the energy. It's freeing the energy the way that I spoke of.
It's I
no
think
God involved.
And you were rolling your tongue a lot, I think, when you were speaking, and that's the connection to the I saw in meditation you connect your tongue to your upper part of your mouth.
The roof.
Right, roof of your, thank you. The roof of your mouth. I don't know what that was.
Agreed.
So it seems like that has something to do with it too. You know what I mean? And that's got a sort of rhythm to the Indian mantras too. You know what I mean? It's so I got that vibe from it too. Very interesting.
Just let you guys know we got about 2 minutes left here, so maybe we could do a little wrap up. Just want to say a big thank you to Paul Giovanni and the crew at criticalradio.co.uk. You know the routine. If you can help, great. If you can't, great. It's all good. We love you anyway, and the truth's free. And it is cherry-picked from all of the best minds on this planet and all those that were part of my creation. I am a co-creation of all my experience. Thank you for that. And the only thing I'll take credit for is the fact that I put my own pieces together to create me in my own image as you have created you in your own image. And aren't we having a cool co-experience? So that's all I want to say for tonight. I think I've said enough, quite frankly. Fluffy, sit down. Anyway, It's all good. So
have that smoke and steam all around Fluffy right now, just settling down.
Yeah, well, it's okay. At least I know how to light the bowl tonight. There she is. Anyway, great big thank you.
Much love, everyone.
Yeah, much love.
I'll see you guys Sunday night. Don't forget tomorrow night with Ninja and Paul. And Paul, you want to have a quick say before we leave here?
Yeah, just looking forward to tomorrow night's show with Ninja. And everybody have a good evening.
Indeed.
All right, Paul. You too, Paul.
You too,
we'll be tuning in.
Thanks.
Yeah, much love.
See you tomorrow.
Much love and aloha.
But I can do Dutch.
Yeah, that's
love you all.
That's the shit, baby. Bitte. Oh, man.
Speed of light.
This is great, man. Spanish, English, German. They're coming out. Guys, you got to remember, when something is translated, it's translated into the Akashic for all of the people that speak those languages. That's where it's transforming, not the video going out. It's the translations of it. This is what's driving me crazy, awesome, like bliss, because I know what's going on. This is the power you have. So get the contracts out. You are the sender of all contracts. Make them yours instead of accepting the shit from everything else. So on that note, ye are gods. Godlight, ye are gods, and you shall do greater things than I. So I'm paying attention. I'm just agreeing with the truth. That's all I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Works for me.
I am.
Sam. To answer Bob, who was just going to answer his question, is there an Australian translation coming soon? Yes, there is, Bob. Quite ripper. Tough all the time now. It's like, it took you long enough to figure this out. It was so utterly simple, though. But remember this. Now, take for example, a little document like Babylon is Fallen. Every day that goes by since I wrote that, put that together. Again, this is if the words resonate with you, they're not my words. I've just put them into a readable format. Truth belongs to all. And if the truth within it resonates in you, then it's yours, isn't it? So that's why I lay no claim to anything. The only reason I will put Kate of Gaia on anything is just to let you know where it was sourced from. And that's it. Beyond that, you've got your own work, your own homework to do, to see the magic for yourself. But I am, again, inundated with so much crazy awesome stuff, talking with people on, Skype calls and what have you. And texts and posts and just you name it. For me, it's nonstop all day at the computer, staying in direct contact with anyone that gets a hold of me, and of course replying to emails and what have you, and trying to get on with my day. Anyway, as long as I have coffee, I'm good. But here's something: when you know who you are, this is when your causal nature returns to you. It is your choice to stand in the truth. This is it. This is it in a nutshell. It is your choice to stand in the truth and never deny it that grants you your responsibility, your knowing, and your power back. And to the degree that you can accept truth and the responsibility contained within it is the measure of power you will start to wield. The more knowledgeable and responsible you are, the more power you wield. And I'm not talking from I'm going to control everything. For me, it's about I've had enough of the nonsense. I've had enough of the shite. I've had enough of the children being murdered and raped and harmed. I've had enough of this planet destroying itself because some demonic entity has you convinced that's a good idea, which I happen to think isn't. And those that serve these demonic, archonic, dark principality natures, well, your soul is forfeit. And only you can claim that back by finally seeing the errors of your ways, the harms that you're creating against humanity as a whole, never mind your families and your direct bloodlines, that you are damning them all with your stance. Once you know who you are, You can take something like Babylon Has Fallen. Great little video. Thank you so much, Maria, and everyone that's helped put all this stuff together. It's 7 minutes and 7 seconds long. It's already in Spanish, and there's other languages coming in. And this is allow us to get these contracts into the minds and hearts of others that want to send them out in full force and effect. Because remember, anything you send is already contract. Remember that City of London lawyer? Gave me the best hint I've ever had when he told me this. Here, it is all about contract. And now that you know how to stand in the truth, everything that you send, every thought you have, every intention carries through and is pure contract. If somebody has an email address or a mailing address or whatever the like, that means that they are open to accept all contracts without conditions, without limitations. And a contract is deemed contract not upon receiving, upon sending. This is the power you wield. So when I send a copy of Babylon Has Fallen to, like, Vatican.com on Facebook, for example, with a nice little post outlining the crimes of their lies, it's a contract. It's not an offer. That's contract. And the only thing that these entities can do now is deny the truth, which is going to destroy them anyway. Or they can accept it, and it's going to destroy them anyway. Their time is up. The game is over. We've had enough. And each and every one of you that understands what I just said, and stands in your power, and stands in the truth, and begins to fire off contract after contract, I don't care where it goes. I don't care if it's just to friends on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the case may be. I like to choose things with a bit of a grander mission. I like picking things like the City of Guelph Police Facebook page and the mayor's Facebook page and different large newspaper conglomerate pages where you can post simple little links. And it's as simple as copying and pasting the Babylon Has Fallen link and posting it on as many pages or everywhere you can, websites around this planet. Because every time you do that, you are serving up a pure contract. And all are obligated to the truth. You see, you have the choice of standing in truth or denying it. And when you finally wake up to this, there's no way you can never not stand in the truth. You must stand in the truth. And you know this. There is no going back. There is no returning to the whore of Babylon commerce. This is now about getting on with your life. Remember, the name game piece is held high and out of reach to any and all demons that would like me to yield it back. Sorry about your luck, shit nuts. I will never yield. Truth is my armor and my ally and my strength. And I know beyond any shadow of a doubt, outlined in Psalms 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because the monkeys can't get through the shield. Universal truth is universal law, and all must oblige. All are obligated under the golden rule. And those that wish harm upon others in full knowingness, especially, I mean, how many times do I have to tell you the same thing, dipshits, before you get it? I'm talking to the Goonies. Those that are fast asleep and serving masters, salivating over their paychecks and the harm that they can create and commissions that they can steal from humanity by luring them through deception. All cops are trained to lie. That's a fact. Got their manual, by the way. It's a fact. I had their manual long ago. The fact that you are trained to lie and are quite willing, you're going to come back in the form of something like a sentient slug. And you will have to pass through all of these things, playing the game of predator-prey over and over. And you will do it this time in a complete state of sentient awareness, just like you have right now. Imagine taking your consciousness right now and shoving it inside a slug. Sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? Well, that's the lot you've cast for yourself, and the gig is up. Time isn't short. Time is over. That's the contract. Here it's all about contract, remember? And I've sent you your contracts. Your silence speaks volumes. Your unwillingness to undo the actions and remain in a state of harming others. Your actions, you are known. So here, Brian and the rest of the crew, serving the demonic evil masters that you so love, this one's just for you, baby. Time is up. So this was just sent to Chief Brian Larkin, slave of the Corporation of the City of Guelph and one who serves the Dark Principalities. Enjoy. Just a heads up, Brian, by your actions, inactions, you are known. You and all those that ever harmed me and those I love have forfeited your souls, literally. I care not what you think, nor your Masonic masters and the dark principalities you serve, as shown by your actions and lack thereof, to stand in truth, honor, and universal law, just like the cowards Robert Davis and Brent Eden before you, bought and paid for with material filth and delusion. My family line was generational Masonic filth, where it was stopped by me, as well as the dark principalities that infiltrated the ancient truth to corrupt them and you. You have put a material value on your soul and have thus forfeited not only yours, but your entire bloodline. As per your rules, all things sent to an open and willing vessel, box or mailbox, are deemed contract upon sending, per the free will choice of anyone to accept all things in that action. There's only one way out of this contract, my friend, and as always, I'm all ears and cause here now. The only question left is this. Is your soul really worth your material lusts and your drive to satiate these lusts with harming others? If not for your own sake, perhaps the souls of your children and the ones you love are worth it, because your actions and choices decide their fate as well. Well, have a nice day. Chat soon if you're man enough to face the truth. Me. P.S. I saved this one just for you. And to let you know what kind of effect this game is having, here's the recent update from Wayne and the mighty little white knight changing the world. Of course, it has to be the children. So, my little Gemini tiger friend, you have a Gemini dragon flying as your wing.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, coming at you live, because it's really hard to be dead doing this. Welcome to Outside the Box here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. We're going to be in for some serious fun tonight, because I don't know about you, but I've been having a field day today, just sending contract after contract that cannot be disputed. You see, tonight I want to share with you something very simple and something very profound, and I want you to finally understand the power that you are wielding over this dark principality that you seem to be at such effect to. I am witnessing far too much, not only in my own experience, but the joy of the game now for me is watching it just explode in others, and especially the children. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is getting beyond profound. And hopefully by the end of tonight's table chat, you will all have a better and more fuller understanding of the true power that you are wielding. And I really want to get this concept through, this with set, with God, with seven creation that you are. Remember, we're all little sparks of the all-spark. And it's when we finally allow ourselves to simply be that things really start to magically transform around us. We've been duped into distractions and illusions and programs for our entire lives for countless millennia. However, now, mankind is awakening, and it is awakening faster than you could even imagine. I got to tell you, from all points of this planet, I am getting inundated with some beautiful, beautiful things. And I got to tell you, the game I play today, I'm going to share a couple of things, and I'm going to get these mics open. But really, what I really want to drive home tonight is this point. And if this is all you meditate on until you get it, just meditate on this. When you know who you are, and that's very simple, you can look at it as simply as this, shown to you in a physical reality. If you are and think you are and accept that you are the legal name, then that makes you a card-carrying member of the demonic forces, and you're working for the demonic used car salesmen that are selling snake oil that is costing others their souls. And all you have to do is break this contract in your mind once you know this. Is that what you want to be, a card-carrying member? See, I knew the answer too, as well as you. Now that's the hard part, just knowing that you're not that. Pretty tough, huh? I told you this was simple. It's even easier than you think. I'm talking when you really step into this and allow universe to finally take over, because that's what you are. It's quite mind-boggling to, I look at it and laugh at myself to do so. I don't know, what kind of brand or label would you put on that? And all for what? To, with intent, murder someone spiritually with premeditated intent? By trying to lure someone into being a legal name, which renders them legally dead by consent, where their soul, their very soul, can be drained to satiate your lustful shit, to ingratiate you, to think that you have a better life because you've stolen more money to buy something bigger, your new cars, your new homes, your status, and the rest of it. Well, there's a price to pay for that. And it doesn't involve your fictitious fiat money either. It costs you your soul. I sent a little letter out to the current coward, chief of police, whatever you want to call them, Brian Larkin. And I just saved it just for him. I didn't bother sending to anybody else, because anybody he's attached to, it's contracted anyway, so I don't give a shit. I'm going to read what I wrote. It's kind of fun I like to have, letting these evil entities know what they're doing. And I'll tell you this. If there is any ounce of benevolence within these entities, they'll choose to wake up. But I'll tell you, at the end of the line, let's just say I'm sitting on the seat of judgment, and these entities come up to me, and all of a sudden they're saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. The only answer I have for them is, well, it's a little late for that, don't you think? How many times do I got to tell you the same things over and over again? How many times do I have to outline the reality of the harms and the evil you are creating against your fellow man? And if you do have a soul, it's forfeit. What makes you think I'm going to believe you now? Just because your soul is on the line, which it is anyway. What is it? Push it right to the very end so you can live in the 7 deadly sins to the ultimate? And then at the end of it say, oh, please forgive me, and somehow I'm fucking gonna? The gig is up, boys and girls. I will not tolerate harm on anyone in humanity. I will not tolerate the premeditated intent to kill that you are so aptly trained into doing, and well paid. Well, if you want some material, I don't know about you, but here's a little speck of sand in lieu of the entire universe, and choose the speck of sand, you morons. So what makes you think you're going to come and look me in the eyes and say, oh, I'm sorry, I get it now, and I really didn't mean it. Sorry, too late. You can bang on the ark door all you want, but you're not getting in. You get to pass through the game again, if that is even an option. But the joy and the pain that I experience knowing this, that if you do get a pass to come back,